What is good, everybody? It is KOA today, Tuesday night. How you living? How you feeling?
Hello, everybody. We didn't do it last week because somebody's team was playing on a Monday night and just so happened to get the W.
Listen,
congratulations.
Thank you. That was the scenario I wanted. It was I was asking for the Eagles because as the season waned, it was obvious it was either going to be the Eagles or the Cowboys that we played, depending on who got the first seed or not, who won their division or not. And once that became clear, after not seeing it as in me watching it, but just observing their record over the past, how many weeks it was, like 6 weeks. I think they were like 1-5 in the last 6 weeks. I said, I want to play those guys because I wasn't watching them, but seeing that fiasco, I said something's wrong with that team. I'd rather face them because they seem to be reeling. Mm-hmm. And they are not as dominant as they once were, even last year.
Yeah, freaking. I knew the second that the Cardinals beat them, anyone could beat them. At that point, I was just like, all right. If they, and I think they made it to the playoffs that game too. Like they lost their way into the playoffs. I'm like, whoever has them is going to beat them. Doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No more NFC East. Cowboys, Eagles are out of there, but
man. Yeah. Wasn't it just glorious to see the Cowboys lose too?
Always a fun time. It's a spectacle in of itself. That's basically for any team that didn't make this, who isn't in the playoffs right now, that's basically their Super Bowl. Because sometimes you just don't have it a year. But watching the Cowboys lose every year is
it's tradition. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's lovely. Just seeing the fans get their expectations up, hopes high, and it all comes crashing down when it matters the most. It's
the best too. Whenever they lose that bad, like it's
at
one
home.
thing to lose at home where you were undefeated all season, and the fans talked all that shit, and then just how about them Cowboys? We're going to the Super Bowl. Blah, blah, blah. And then that happened. It's like, oh, yeah, you kind of had it coming. But they always do. They always have it coming.
Every year,
they
same
do
story.
This every year they do this, and every year they never learn.
That is a story I never get tired of. But what is good, Decrepit Storm? We're here to talk about anime. Sorry for the short sports segment. Today, we are adding another show to the arsenal, which is Metallic Rouge or Rouge, whatever. So we have that show to cover now. So we have a pretty, in terms of at least quantity, I don't know about quality, but we have a pretty stacked podcast with 5 shows: Metallic Rouge, Shinsekai, Yori, Pono, Michi, Frieren, and Delicious in Dungeon. So yeah. Couple of things to talk about, but always, I hope you're ready, EA. As always,
I'm ready.
We got to start with the news.
Yes, we got something that won't give you the blues. Now let's get ready for the KOA.
It's Miracle!
I don't really even have any news, to be honest. I got like one thing that I could say that I didn't write down, but...
Oh, okay. We're off to a great start.
Mind you, I was preparing for the podcast I had some things set up, but I basically prepared for the podcast in like 10 minutes or so. So most of the stuff I did was just notes and whatnot. But this is just, I'll just throw this out here. So Tachiyomi is an app that I talked about last week where I said 2 of the big sources were down.
You talk too much.
Well, no, this was coming just based on what was going on with their sources.
And you know what happened?
They saw Sasuke the Savage. They're
give it a full endorsement. Then all of a sudden, we gotta shut it down.
which is odd that Tachiyomi got shut down basically, because all it is really is a hub. It's not the illegal site. It would be kind of like, let's say somebody had an issue with like plagiarized art or something, where their art was reposted in like Reddit, for example. They drew something on Twitter, somebody downloaded that image, and they posted it on Reddit without their permission. And then you have Google Images, which extrapolates all those images and has it on their site. That would be tantamount to you getting Google Images out of there. Not the person who posted on Reddit or even a site where it was originally plagiarized to, but the third party site that's basically acting as a hub for all this stuff. That's what it is.
It kind of reminds me of when YouTube was first a thing and how people would upload full movies and parts of videos and anime onto the site. And, you know, Viacom, huge company, I think they own like MTV and Paramount and all that. They sued YouTube, and YouTube's like, we didn't do anything. It's people that are uploading it online. So that's what created the whole absolutely very wonderful, never faulty copyright system that's now a part of YouTube. So thank you so much, Viacom.
Thank you.
And thank you, YouTube, for basically saying, it's not our fault. Let you guys do it, but give us money.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, but that's ridiculous.
You remember when music videos weren't all on like Vivo?
Oh yeah.
That was a
them
time.
to their actual channels. That was a time.
And because I think Vivo was basically the start of everything being censored with, you know, profanity. Like they were cutting out every cuss word with music videos.
Oh,
it was like, damn, I had to search for the uncensored version. And then when you do search for the uncensored version, it's like in 480p.
Right. We got it. Here we go, guys. Yeah, that's what I want to hear, is sound like coming from a tin can. Yeah. Hello, Decrepit Storm, and hello, Lightning Eagle, for joining.
Today, we shall fight to the death. Just today? That's my life every day. All my life I fought.
All my life I've learned how to fight. No. What was it? All my life I've had to fight. I don't know what I'm quoting. But
in total, Tachiyomi is basically being shut down. The app is still usable, so anybody has that app, they can still use it. But listen, this is not coming from me, but there might be an app that's similar to Tachiyomi that may exist in the ether that might be an alternative. I don't know. That's kind of just a prediction.
Send that my way, please. I mean, what? That's crazy. Wow, interesting.
Yeah, I'll send you more of my thoughts on my prediction on how this app would look, where you could probably download it, and you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I have as far as news is concerned, it kind of happened last week, and I didn't really read the full details. I mean, I just kind of skimmed through it and everything, but you know that wonderful strike that all the writers and actors did last year? I feel like it was like last fall and all that.
Yep.
Yeah, all the voice actors here in America are part of the Screen Actors Guild, also known as SAG.
I know where you're going.
Yep. After they went ahead and protested and did this and did that, the union, Screen Actors Guild, decided it would be a fantastic idea to incorporate AI with voice acting. Huh? I mean, I was literally like, well, first of all, no surprise to anybody, all the voice actors were pissed, and they didn't like that idea because they're stealing their voice and using it without their permission. Well, okay, not yet, but basically they're giving them the permission to basically say, well, because you're a part of this agreement, we can use it whenever we want. And I'm just like, that is some bullshit. I would be pissed if I was them.
It's so crazy because we have all these movies and different facets of media where we talk about this very thing that's happening right now with the kind of like this dystopian world that exists with really it's growing technology, but in this instance, artificial intelligence replacing artistic creation. I mean, because that's what voice acting is, is creative. Not everybody, it's an entry level thing. It's kind of like YouTube. Entry level, anybody could literally do it. Anybody can literally voice act, but it takes a talent that you have to cultivate. So to use artificial technology to like replace it, replicate other voice actors' talent, and you basically just trying to be cheapskates on stuff like that. I hope it's something that people take a stand towards. I think we've gone a little too far with a lot of these advancements.
Yeah.
Advancing technology isn't supposed to replace specifically creative stuff. It's not supposed to replace it. It's supposed to make things easier. An example I always use is with producing, like music producing, like making beats. So it used to be, when people didn't really have computers, you just play instruments. You play guitar, you play piano, you play whatever it may be. You play it by hand and you make music live how it used to be. But, as we got computers and stuff, you can replicate these instruments, but you're still sitting there putting these things together. Like you're still playing it. You're still formulating music together. Yeah. That's as far as I think it should go. Now it's kind of like you could just create a beat. You just create a beat. You could put a formula in, you could put a script in, and there.
Right.
You got your beat.
Yeah. And it was all fun and games when you could make ChatGPT say funny things and make a funny, like jokes, like tell me a joke, and you just type that into it and whatever. But now businesses are starting to use AI, and it's pretty scary when you think about it, because like they're coming to the point where they're actually going to be replacing certain things that used to be ran by humans. And I think that's kind of, we've never seen Terminator. We've never seen any futuristic movie where if you let machines do most of the work, or WALL-E, we as a society becomes weaker and maybe more dumb in a way, and I just kind of think it's a little too much. We kind of need to like tone it back a bit.
Specifically that thing of you saying we get more dumb. I always thought about this. Whenever when you have like kids that are born into this era where information is at your fingertips, I often find like people that are older than me really they have like really great memories. And I think part of that is because back in the day in school, whenever you were doing a report or something, you had to go to the library, check out a book, actually read up on it, as opposed to you just being able to have that information at your fingertips, which I think hinders you in some way. Convenience definitely has kind of hindered just us.
I think so
as a species.
Yeah, I think if you have the answers in your hand the whole time, you don't really have to try, because you'll always know what the answer is. You don't have to like work for it. It's there. Yeah, I agree.
But
I agree.
Yeah, that sucks. I hope people take a stand against that very harshly. Do not let these guys no matter how much money they offer you, they steal your voice. That's it. That's the easiest investment they can make. So I would hope that all voice actors are in unison with this. There's always going to be that one sellout looking for like the cheap buck. It's gonna be like one guy who's gonna be like, I need some McDonald's today. All right, have my place.
It's that one guy from Ghost Stories where he's just like, yeah, I just have a very unique voice and don't really care. You can use it for whatever I want. I need some McDonald's money.
It's going to be somebody like that, but
yeah.
QRW6 says studios are going to pay a lump sum of money to use these actors' voice for AI, so they don't have to pay them for ongoing works. Some VAs are going to eventually take it, which is sad. Yeah, basically where I was going with that.
That's exactly what you said. Yeah.
I blame the people who insert their agenda because we're getting into agreement with the machines. The job of the person who's manipulating the narrative. Yeah, people need to look long term with this. You cannot. This is not something you bend on. It's not something you definitely don't break on. Unionize. If you're worried about the money, if it looks tempting, unionize. Take care of each other because it's getting worse and worse. You don't want there to be an avenue to replace talent. And me, I think there was something. This is news way back when, but there was something on. I forgot what series it was, but it was a series that was supposed to get translated, like a manga that was getting translated via AI. And when that news came out, I said I'm not supporting it. I mean, I didn't read the series already, but I was like, a whole bunch of people came out and said I'm not supporting it. That's the type of stand. You got to stand on something.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah. Companies listen to money. Exactly. They don't listen to people tweeting and all that other stuff. They listen to what pays the bills. So
exactly.
Just talk to them with your wallet and say, nope, not gonna do it.
Why? See how quick they switch up when they start losing money. It's really that simple.
Absolutely.
But I think that's pretty much it for the news. Unless you had something else you want to add.
No, that was the main thing that I saw.
Okay.
And then apparently there was like an elf manga being adapted to an anime where she's like fat and she's on a diet or something.
That was something that manga Magura posted. Yeah, I seen that. Not gonna read it.
No, me neither. I mean, it's interesting only because of the fact that I am curious whenever they do get like characters that are fat or bigger or whatever, but like they do in most animes, they turn it into like a joke. And looks like this is gonna be like, this is the whole premise of the story. I am an elf girl and I'm trying to lose weight. Okay. That's the punchline of the whole series.
Not interested.
Yeah, no, not interested either. It's like Winter Garus that's going on right now. I saw the first episode, by the way, and
did you like it?
No. It's pretty much It's pretty much exactly what you said it was. Basic fan servicey bull-ass, just garbage. Ugh.
It's funny how you could kind of tell what a show is by their designs.
You really can. And this is one of those.
Yeah. Let me turn on my fan. It's kind of hot. Give me a sec.
Sure thing. Let me read. Unionize on a correct narrative because you need the customers to support and be on your side. Absolutely. I know it's the ancient Magus bride.
Exactly.
But I buy the volume, so I'm behind.
Okay. Exactly. That was it. All right, so let's get into the first anime, one of which I don't have a gift for. I gotta start remembering to actually change the text for these things. But first anime to talk about is one that we weren't covering last week, Metallic Rouge. Yeah, anime by Studio Bones, anime original. So it has that going for it. We don't know what's going to go. Wait, what did you say?
I was saying this is one I picked.
Oh yeah,
for the season, and I was just curious about it because it was anime original and Studio Bones. Love me some Bones, and if it's an anime original, I always like to give it a shot.
Yeah.
And well, so far with this one,
but before you get into anything with the episode, why did you pick it? Was it because it was anime original and Bones? Is that it?
those are probably the big ones, to be quite honest. But also, I don't know. It had a really, like, the name would just sound really cool. Metallic Rouge. It sounds like a band. It sounds like an epic title. It's like, who are you? We are Metallic Rouge. It just sounded neat. And so everything else just kind of clicked.
They look like they could be a duo. The two girls. But yeah. So how do we feel about the first episode?
So I feel like it was a lot of setup the first episode. It's definitely in the future. I like the world. It seems very interesting. It's kind of very Blade Runner-esque, maybe with a little bit of cyberpunk. And they have robots or androids, whatever you want to call them, mixed with like mech suits, kind of. Not giant mechs, but like full-on body armor type stuff. So that's kind of neat. So it looks nicely animated, and it's obvious who the villain is because he is a textbook what a anime villain is supposed to sound and look like. He just has that appeal. I'm like, this almost kind of feels like old school anime in a way, the way that they kind of like made him look and everything. But overall, interesting. I'll leave it at that. It's just very interesting so far.
Yeah, so first and foremost, the director of Metallic Rouge is same director as Carolyn Tuesday, or he not the same director, because we know Shinichiro Watanabe was the main director, but he was I guess a co-director of it. But you could tell Watanabe's influence was the stronger one there. But this episode too reminded me of Carolyn Tuesday, just that little bit of where you see Sarah singing. That scene reminded me a lot of the Angela. The Angela singing scene where she like collapsed. Very reminiscent of that, just like how it was directed and how it looked. So you can see a little bit of that influence there. Studio Bones. So it looked great. Animation was good fighting scene that we got just in that stratosphere of animation. But as far as establishing the story, like what story we're going for and the characters and everything, I thought it was just it didn't really hook me as well as a first episode probably should. The main character, Rouge, I don't really know what to make of her, honestly. She's one of those characters that I feel she's
kind of like a stoic main character, just very quiet.
She's not going to be the one to initiate things in the show as far as like getting you amped for stuff. It's kind of how she reacts to things rather than how she takes action. That's how it feels. Even though she has something weird with her going on, being like this crazy robot killer girl. So yeah,
that was kind of a twist in the episode, wasn't it? Like, I didn't expect her to be that type of person, because it did show, this character with the mech suit and everything going around killing people. But I thought it was someone completely different. And then it's like, twist, it's actually her. And this is where I kind of think it's kind of weird. The show is called Metallic Rouge, but her name is called Metal Rouge. Is that a translation error, or is that something where it's just like, I don't know, they're just gonna keep her name as Metal Rouge? Because to me that doesn't sound as cool as Metallic Rouge. Like, it's like, what's your name? Metallic Rouge. That sounds a lot better. I'm I'm Metal Rouge. You know, I'm Metal and I'm Rouge.
Well, it's just I don't know. It's
That's her name.
It's a weird name. It would be a weird name to have the first part of your name be like an
That's
adjective.
like calling you Metal Satsuki.
It's more like okay, like somebody would call me, I don't know, Satsuki the Savagely. That'll be a weird name to give me, you know? Satsuki the Savagely. Yeah. So one thing I found interesting was just I guess how these things survive, these like robotic android humans, because it's not the norm with everybody, because there's just regular humans as we know them, and there exists these other like it seems like subspecies, because they're taking jobs that no one really likes and being mistreated by regular humans, and they need these injections to basically survive, which I think they need one every day, and they have to work for it. So already there's a recipe for a big revolution with these guys. Whenever you see oppression, revolution is around the corner. So
yeah,
expect that.
How come in every series, whether it be a TV show, movie, whatever, humans make robots only to mistreat them, and then all of a sudden the robots are upset with it? Gee, go figure. It's have we learned nothing from any of these fucking movies? I mean, hell, Detroit Become Human's a perfect example. They did that in that freaking video game, and you know, they revolted. Gee,
think about it like this though. I mean, what you're saying makes sense, but also it's just people that mistreat people, and people are more unpredictable than robots are, or you would think so.
Yeah.
So if people would mistreat other people who could act in any type of way, like think about how people would, for example, driving wise, there are people who would literally, if you exhibit road rage, would literally get out their car and maybe shoot you, especially in America. But people still would take that chance because they just act out of frustration or whatever it may be. But if you had like a species like robots where they're supposed to obey humans, mistreatment is probably going to ramp up because people are already stupid enough as they are. So
yeah, it's sad, but I mean, you're probably right. Like the second we create robots, there's going to be people that'll abuse robots just the same.
Oh, obvious.
You know,
it'll be bad.
Westworld, freaking all these shows are indicators that this is the future. When we make robots, we're gonna be taken over and be put into our own cubes and incubators like the Matrix. So we're gonna be wired in for the rest of our lives.
The Crypto Storm said I was thinking the same thing about Killer Tuesday. Also, and it's also set in Mars. They could be creating their like own little cinematic world or whatever.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is supposed to be in the same universe. That would be crazy.
It would be cool to see a Carol and Tuesday.
Because didn't they confirm that Carol and Tuesday and Cowboy Bebop are in the same universe too?
I think but I forgot how.
But it's like, obviously like hundreds of years in the future is Cowboy Bebop, but in like the present is Carol and Tuesday or something.
Yeah. Because in Carol and Tuesday, there are still people who exist on Earth. So whereas Cowboy Bebop is all in space.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it could be a thing. Like I said, this is the same person that is not Shinichiro Watanabe, but he was working on Carol and Tuesday. So it wouldn't be too surprising.
They're going to create a Carol and Tuesday cinematic universe. Or
the
not
CTU.
Cinematic. It would be, the CTU, Carol and Tuesday universe.
Tuesday?
How could you imagine?
Oh, we need the Mermaid Sisters back. Fucking bullshit.
Bullshit.
Fucking
bullshit.
bullshit.
Fucking
bullshit. Holy shit.
So,
Fucker.
Fucker. the best bit ever in that goddamn series.
I will never forget. For anybody that has not seen Carole and Tuesday, look up Carole and Tuesday fucking bullshit. Like literally type that in. I will never forget, before I watched that episode, I seen that clip on Twitter and I thought it was edited or something. I just didn't think it was real. Even like watching the video made me feel weird because I was like, there's no way they edited this good to where it's like matching the flaps and everything. I was like, this sounds too professional to be real, or to be fake. And then I go and watch the episode and my mouth was just wide open, like a cartoon. Just had to like pick it up off. I had to pick my chin up off the floor. I was like, they really did this. And it was great. Yeah. And the funny part about that song, we always meme it, but it's actually very harmonic. It's actually a pretty you can actually kind of vibe to it if you ignore the profanity.
Sure. I mean, lyrically, it sucks. But, you know, harmonically, it's very pleasant.
Yeah.
The fucking bullshit, son of a motherfucking bitch. That part always gets me. They were so pissed and offended. We worked our whole lives for this moment.
Mermaid Sisters got raw. They kind of did. I understand it, but at the same time, like sonically, it was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good. They didn't understand the intricacies of fucking bullshit because they haven't gone through it.
That's right. It's like, you're a judge. What do you know, judge?
All right. Yeah, more about this episode. One thing I kind of noted, which may not be a thing at all. It's just something that I kind of paid attention to. I think Sarah, the singer girl, was she talked about 9 other like Gundam people like herself. And I believe she said she herself was the one of Purgatory, if I'm correct in thinking that. And the reason why that caught my attention is because if anybody knows about Dante's Inferno, the 9 circles of hell, the first level is Limbo, which is the equivalent of Purgatory, like the same idea. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm wondering if they're following this theme with those characters. It's only one. If there were more characters that we could, if we knew like their like moniker or whatever, we could better attach a theme to it. But that's what I thought of when I heard Purgatory with her and like 9 other beings.
I could so see that. Yeah. Like, I know nothing about Dante's Inferno other than what you just basically said. It's just the 9 levels of hell. Mm-hmm. I don't know the whole intricacies of it, but now that you say it, she's in Purgatory and essentially Limbo is the first stage. Yeah, I think there's a huge chance that they're going to follow that.
Yeah,
I think so.
We'll have to, and then when you think about it too, she had a scene where she was in a church in a confessional. So that whole like theme of Christianity,
right there.
Yeah. So, but we'll have to see the other characters to see if they follow that whole idea. But it was just something that's interesting. It's not even something that's really relevant to the story per se. It was just something interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. I guess we talked about Rouge. I mean, she's kind of just there and just fights or whatever.
Yeah.
Naomi, the one who has a big eating stomach.
Oh God, can I talk about my gripes with those type of characters?
Please do.
Anime has this thing to where they find this idea fucking hilarious. I don't know what Japanese person, when they write this, like they're just sitting in their chair just like busting up laughing, just
slapping their knee.
Yeah, like, oh, they did it again. Pretty girl that likes to eat a lot. Why do they find this idea so funny? It's not, mind you, I'm not like literally taking offense to it. It's just something I always see. and it's always used as comedy. And to me, I just look at it and I go, this isn't really funny, but okay. Like, okay, pretty girl likes to eat. And that's the whole punchline.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just they think it's funny or if that's because I noticed that some of them they use as character traits too. Like you don't know much about them other than the fact that they just eat a lot of food, kind of like what's her face in Love Live first season. She's a tiny little thing. She has this really high pitched voice, but she eats a lot of rice. She's like kind of a very unknown. You know, she's like the really
Hanayo.
Yeah,
I believe
that might be her name. I'm not sure.
Short hair, brown hair.
Yeah. Really high pitched voice, but she that's her thing. Other than the fact that she could sing, she eats a lot of food, and it's like, what else does she have going for her?
They think this is peak comedy, and it that makes me laugh that they think this is funny.
They think that shit's funny. They think that slipping and falling on top of somebody is funny. Putting bread in your mouth running to school is hilarious. Shit, I could go on. Just they think a whole bunch of weird shit is funny when it's not. At least not to me. I don't find it funny. Oh, she ordered 10 more things off the menu. She's gonna have a heart.
She got the 20 nugget meal.
Oh, she can't eat that.
No way. Is she really gonna? Whoa.
She cleaned the plate, dude. The bowl, she's licking it.
I'm telling you, they write this, and after they get done, they just all get in the room and they bust out laughing. Like, this shit is hilarious.
What? They write it, and then as they're doing, the script reads for the first time in the circle and everything, it's like, all right, say the line. Let me have some food.
And a shake.
Oh, shit. Oh, this is gonna sell millions.
Oh my god.
I agree. It's. I've gotten used to it over the years, but it's just like I don't know. If I never see it again in my life, it'll be too soon. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ellie said women don't eat. Yeah, duh. Women don't eat, fart, poop, sneeze,
burp.
Yeah, burp. Yeah.
They don't secrete any kind of stuff out of their body whatsoever. Yeah. Everybody knows this.
Definitely
women are precious little flowers. They don't sweat. They glisten, and they just sit there and look pretty.
Oh my god! A lot of interesting things hinted at in this episode. They also mentioned
Asimov code.
Which was cool if you ever seen iRobot or anything like that. I've seen iRobot, but it's been a long time.
It's been years. I did not murder him.
It's been a long time.
I saw that when it first came out. It's pretty good. But yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
But the evil guy that you were talking about earlier, the one with the white hair and glasses, Jaron, I believe his name was. He seems to be like this master manipulator. He basically was able to instigate Rogue and Sarah fighting, and he didn't get his hands dirty. And he also has an ability, which he used earlier to make himself look like the Red Rouge robot killer thing person. So, and then if you look at his design, it's very like Jester-esque. So,
and he holds up the Joker card too. So Joker, Loki type of character, one of those manipulative dudes. So yeah, he's probably going to be somebody that is a reoccurring character, and probably not final villain, but he seems to me like one of those secondary villains, like big secondary villains. I could see him as. Yeah. He's reoccurring, but he's just he's not big boss.
Yeah,
he's the one that does the dirty work, but he's not he's not top level. He's the grunt.
Yeah. Only thing I want to say about this episode, I do like the character designs. I really do like the character designs. Sarah, going too soon, or is she? Do we think she's dead? Yeah, she's probably fucking dead.
She looked pretty dead. I mean, I would say, yeah, she's probably dead. Which, I'm sorry, I know you loved her design and she was great and everything, but yeah, I think she's dead. I also love how the series opened up. What would you call it? It's like a cabaret, but also you have women dancing on poles.
Oh,
as bad as that sounds.
Wait, why did my monitor turn off? Oh, wait, I tripped my monitor.
Uh-oh.
No, yeah, cabaret. It wasn't loud enough to be a strip club.
Burlesque. Yeah. Okay. I'll take it from here. But yeah, interesting starting off that way. Very futuresque. Very neat overall as far as the way it looks. Love the character design. A lot of questions more than there is answers, and that could be a good thing. You know, sometimes, but in this case, I wasn't like blown away by the first episode, but I was just more intrigued than anything. I'm interested. Yeah. I'm not, riding on the edge of my seat going, oh God, I hope Rouge doesn't die.
Eat that last nugget.
Is Naomi gonna? Dude, there's one more sushi roll. She gonna clean it?
Fucking way.
No.
Not a woman. If she was a man, maybe, but a woman? No way.
Women, they don't eat. You crazy? God.
I could just imagine somebody doing like some color commentary. Like there's two guys on mics just anticipating like imagine like Mike Breen or like Kevin Harlan. Oh my fucking God. She's gonna
She's going for seconds. Holy shit. Yeah, it's as ridiculous as it sounds.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think the last anime original shows about robots on KOA were Vivi and Tacto P. So hopefully.
Oh boy.
Why did you mention that? That's not good.
I want to say that's not a good track record. But now I definitely don't have high hope for this anime. But it is a different studio. It is Bones, so I mean, different director too.
They both had. You know what's funny about those shows too? Like they both had good starts, and then it kind of flattened.
Yeah.
Especially Tacto P. Tacto P kind of just nosedive.
Your favorite villain killed herself at the second to last episode and merged with the other one, and you were like, I hate this fucking show.
I will admit with Hell from Tacto P Destiny, probably 70% of the reason why I liked her was just because of design alone. Maybe. But
voice added to it, I bet.
Oh yeah, definitely. Voices are
when she get hurt, she would get hit, she would like feel herself like Kimochi.
I am a fan of the RR voices, so
yeah, and it's just a shit. As soon as she killed herself, you were like, let's kill this show. I don't care how it fucking ends.
It ended terribly too, but
I remember, and I think I saw it just because it was one episode, and I was like curious. You told us about it, and then I was like, I'm gonna skim through it just to see all that. And boy, yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, not fun times, but
nope.
It is.
But
time.
you know what is fun times?
What is that?
Nakama Club. That is Shinsekai Yori, or From a New World, Wait, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Is that the English? It is from A New World. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it right. Shinsekai Yori from The New World. And we watched episodes 1 and 2. And I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck's going on, even after 3 episodes. But
it is a lot to digest.
It is a lot to digest, but I'm like, I kid you not, when I was watching all these episodes that we were supposed to watch, I watched these 2, and these went by probably the fastest. And I was literally just like, wait, that's it? That's how the 3rd episode ended?
Yeah.
I want to see what else happens.
Ooh.
Especially how the 3rd episode ended. I was like, what? But I guess we should talk about episode 2 first before we get into episode 3. So I'm noticing a trend. Instead of anime openings that have a song and dance and everybody's happy and everything, we get violence.
We get everybody in the first 2 minutes is just fucking getting slaughtered.
Right. The first episode, we got death and destruction. Second episode, I thought I clicked on the wrong thing. I'm like, is this the same anime? This looks different. Because it was saying, 800 years into the future, or whatever the fuck it was. And I'm like, this is the future? Okay. So what happened to all the other stuff we were watching? And we had some deity or some just like emperor, and the first 100 people to stop clapping will be sacrificed. And what that reminded me of was Russia during World War II. Joseph Stalin, he did pretty much the same thing, where he would have all these people that just talk to him and cheer him on. They would clap, and the second he realized people stopped clapping, he would have people clap for fucking hours just because he wanted to. And the second first couple people just got tired to stop clapping, they took them and killed them because they weren't loyal. Oh, it's bullshit like that. But yeah, that, and then the 3rd episode, just some weird samurai thing, and then more death. But that's the thing I'm noticing with the intros to these episodes is death. So
those time periods are important.
I'm sure they do. Oh, okay. Because they all look different. One looked modern. The other one looked
like Edo.
Yeah, right. And then samurai, and then the other one looked, I don't even know. But it was also some kind of like future. I don't know. Very weird stuff, man. Very weird stuff. What have you got me into, Satsuki? It's just
this show. Like I said, it's a show that I haven't revisited in a minute, but it's one that I feel like I would like a lot more. I would appreciate a lot more now, just because I know it was a lot of stuff that I overlooked and I didn't understand. Because I watched this when I was a teenager, and I wasn't that smart of a teenager to understand this, to fully comprehend this show. And in general, there are a lot of shows that you just have to rewatch to get things. And these are one of those shows, in my opinion, unless like you're just on point and you can scan the details at on site. But episode 2, a lot of things to go over with this. One thing that is becoming a reoccurring theme with the show is the children telling stories, in which we don't know are true or not, or there seems to be some validity to it, but we don't know exactly what it is. We can't really discern what is accurate about these children's stories or what's not. One we got in episode 3, and we actually did confirm whether it was true or not. But in episode 2, the story that we get is told by Shun, where he's telling a story about a boy who was very prideful and I guess dismissive of lessons and teachings in school, and eventually he became what they call a karma demon. And the story kind of just stops there. What did you think about that story?
Uh, I mean, I really didn't give it much thought, to be quite honest, because I did kind of notice that too, that this series does like to tell their stories, because the first episode they talked about the damn cat. This one they talk about Karma Demon. I feel like the episode 3 they were talking about some kind of dog. So it has a lot to do with like animals and stuff like that. But didn't really give it much thought other than maybe it kind of ties into the episode. The only thing I can think of is kind of what happens later in the episode. Because, karma, if you believe in it, is essentially just, as anyone knows, what you put into the universe is what you get back. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking that's maybe what Shun did in this episode, because we saw a very interesting game of what reminded me of like football with golf, but with a big ass boulder put in play. He let something that he knew, and probably in his heart of hearts was not an accident. This fucking person did it on purpose, and he just let it go. He was just like, it was an accident, whatever. But we saw what kind of happened to that kid later in that episode. I mean, it doesn't outright just say it, but it's implied, because he's walking by himself and you just see the shadow of that cat. Which, by the way, that same person that supposedly got taken by the cat that we didn't see off screen, their name got stamped out. Same thing happened to this other kid. Name got stamped out. That also is turning stuff in the brain where I'm like, okay, why are they stamping these kids that get taken by this thing? Is it also some kind of sacrifice or something? Because I don't know. I just really don't know. A lot's going on right now.
So in that line of thinking, what is the correlation with them disappearing?
Well, you're gonna have to remind me, Reiko. Is it because they weren't good at what they were
Reiko was
essentially
falling
doing?
behind.
Okay, so she, whoever, was a weak link, so they got snuffed out. Madabu was a dick and a spiteful person, and got essentially karma handed to him. But do I think death should be given to it? Obviously not. But I think maybe it has to do with, if anything, what I could think of right off the top of my head is sort of falling in line. If you fall behind, you'll be left behind, so why waste time with you? But also, we can't have mean people that are just out for themselves. We need to work together, so maybe they got rid of him because he would be a problem in the future. That's the only thing I could really think of, is that they want camaraderie and they want unification, so to speak. So, but why are they doing that? Don't know. That's the ultimate. That's the ultimate question. Is we don't. There's a lot of things we don't know, but a lot of things that we're being told right now.
Yeah. So, other things in the story, the episode we got. How did you feel about the ball tournament thing in itself? Did you like it? Did you find some like bigger meaning with it?
I mean, I really didn't find any bigger meaning with it, other than that they were just honing their powers and trying to work as a collective, because any kind of sports that has a team, usually you have to learn how to work together as a unit, because if you don't, well, you see what Dallas did. So that's all you need to know. But I think it was just more of just working as a team and how to handle defeat, how to handle diversity or something like that. That's kind of what I thought, because I think that's something that we learn in sports. It's like, you can win games. how humble you can be when you win, but also you got to remember that when you lose, you also got to be a good loser too. You know, so if anything, I would say honing the powers, but also maybe seeing who could work together. That's why I think there was a reason behind that one kid getting, stamped out, so to speak.
Yeah, I think the in terms of the narrative, why we got that whole ball tournament was to get that scene where the kid disappears, because it gives us the end that you can't, or it's a rule that you can't use your Kantus against other people. Like, you're not supposed to clash your Kantuses because they're supposed to be like this big spark, and it's just not a good idea. So the fact that he would risk you doing that against somebody was the issue that probably catapulted him into disappearing. We still don't know what it means to disappear. We don't know if that means death. We don't know if this is being overseen by somebody. We don't know if it's some like they said, the karma demon just getting you because of the bad that you do. We don't know what it is exactly.
They go to some like wonderful deserted island with 5-star restaurant.
May is going to be there with her brother Ui.
Oh God,
in Malaysia.
Yeah, they'll be there sunbathing, and Ui's gonna hopefully be dead, maybe decapitated.
Let me put sunscreen on you, Nesama.
Oh fuck, I could so see that as a thing. Let me just no one shall touch your back but me.
Oh God, it's probably already a fan fiction. Oh God.
Yeah, it probably is.
I wouldn't be surprised. But was there anything? Oh, the queer rats. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that how you say
guys,
they're the queer rats?
There's. Yeah.
Okay. Because I didn't know how to say it. Because I'm like, that looks like it's how it's supposed to be pronounced. They're called queer rats. This is not.
Yeah, guys, this is not us like being spiteful against gay people. Queer. It just sounds like a ginormous slur that we just came up with.
It sounds like a huge derogatory. But that's literally the name. Yeah. Unless it's like queer rats. Queer rat? I don't know. I'm just because I'm watching this Japanese. Mm-hmm. I don't know how they say it in the English dub. Maybe in the English dub they call them something different.
I should have probably seen the dub. You know, Monica Real is the voice for Maria, the one with the red hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've never seen. Good. No, I've seen the dub before, or I've seen a scene of the dub before. But yeah, I should have probably seen how they pronounced it in the dub.
Right, because if they say the same thing, then we're good. if they say something like they don't even call them queer rats, they just say, "Oh, they're just called rats." Then I'm gonna be like, "Damn it!"
Let's look it up on stream. Let's see.
Let's look and see how they pronounce this, so we don't get canceled.
What? Nord.
Let's see.
Know how they'll
should be right here.
In them. Be scared.
Monster rats are very real.
Monster rats.
Mom told me that none of those rat
they call them
things
monster
are real.
Rats.
I'm still watching it. Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
This is an
but
extremely
I guess to give
exercise.
thoughts on the rats themselves.
Huh? What?
They don't speak a lick of their language. They speak their own
those
language.
Monster rats?
I have no idea what they're even supposed to be, but
they literally just call them monster rats in the dub. They don't call them queer rats. They're like, we're not getting canceled.
That's exactly what they did. They said, "Oh, I ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole." Calling a monster rat.
Monster. I feel like that's worse. How do you? How's your translation of queer monster?
Well, and if we're looking at as the translation to queer, isn't just a gay term or anything. It's like queer translated means like a weird sound.
Yeah.
Like it's like that's quite queer. That just means that's weird. It's another way to say weird. So they're weird rats. Basically.
That doesn't translate to monster though.
No, it really doesn't, because monster just makes it sound like the Hunchback of Notre Dame or something, where it's just like, I am here and I am a monster rat.
See, this is why we don't need AI. We don't want an AI replicating EA's voice.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, because then he'd get me saying something on air. It's like, I never said that. It's on tape. No, it's not. That's fake. That's AI.
Yeah. You know what's not AI? See, saying that he loves Vladilena and she makes him long and hard. That's not
absolutely. AI. That is 100% facts.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he likes to say that, I've proven myself. I am not a dude.
Ridiculous.
We have a recording of you saying what she makes you feel. That's all we know.
Not doctored. Nothing.
Not whatsoever.
Just facts. But I'm
just curious where the rats came from. Like, they look like, well, first of all, they speak. They almost, they have appendages, they move stuff, they have clothes. It's like, I don't know where they came from or what they are supposed to be in the series, but once again, more questions. It did kind of show, I don't know what you would call it, but basically they're taught not to interact with them at all, with the rats. It's just, you touch it, you'll get infected or something stupid like that. And Maki went ahead and saved one of them, and because there was that language barrier, they still seemed like that they were more terrified than anything else. Like, wish you could just tell them, you're okay, you can stop cowering in fear, you're safe. But interesting.
Did I not write Saki's name in the characters to remember? Mario, Mamoru, Reiko.
Oh, did I say the wrong name?
You said Maki.
Damn it!
And I was like, he's close, but I didn't write her name there, or maybe I deleted it. I don't know.
Oh. I was thinking of girl from Jujutsu Kaisen, not the main character. Damn it. Saki. Yeah.
But yeah, we see in a flashback with Saki that like you said, they're taught not to go near them, but for the specific reason that we learned that the queer rats worship humans, specifically with the Cantus, so the humans that can use the telekinetic ability. So for children that haven't unlocked that, meaning that around the age of everything prior to them being 12, that's around where they get it, or that we seen like Saki get it. Prior to that, they aren't supposed to interact with them because they worship humans with Cantus ability. They don't know from this story. We don't know what happens if they were to encounter a human with no telekinetic ability, which just from that alone, it kind of gives you the impression that they are subservient only to those who are weaker than them, like clearly, or clearly weaker than them. And it also gives the implication that the only thing that really creates this power dynamic between the two is the ability for humans to use Cantus. That's just what I get from that whole dialogue.
Yeah, that's didn't really see much going on with the queer rats, but I'm sure they're gonna show up again. I definitely think, in fact, I think I've seen a cover where it shows some of the rats or whatever, so it's gonna be interesting.
Do you think there would be something like bad about Saki saving one of the drowning queer rats? Because one of them was drowning and she saved them. Do you think anything will come of that?
Probably. I mean, they're usually. I mean, somebody does something wrong in this universe and they get stamped out, literally. So I mean, something's gonna come of it. I don't know what it is, and it's kind of like what the group of friends said. It's not like the rats can say anything. They don't speak the language. They don't.
What if
They can't
their
tell
language,
nobody.
though?
That'd be interesting, because then it would be a word of mouth type thing. Pass it on. Then somebody who's a rat that speaks their language gives it back to them. Oh yeah, she's gonna get in trouble somehow. These things always happen. They tell you not to do something, and then you do it. It's gonna fall back on her somehow. What's gonna happen to her? I don't know, but she's gonna get in trouble somehow. They're gonna be like, well, we told you not to touch those damn rats, but you went ahead and did it anyway, so 30 years in the dungeon. That's a mild punishment.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm kidding. Maybe some kind of punishment. She's gonna be punished somehow.
Okay. Probably the most interesting part of episode 2 was the very end of it, like the very end of it. There's some narration. I don't know if you want to take your guess as to who was narrating that, but
yeah, because that threw me off for a bit too, because we get narration and it seems like, because it goes from, I'm guessing, Saki, and then somebody else is talking. My guess it's her older, because she's still talking about herself and her friends and everything. So it only makes sense to that it's her but older, and maybe she's telling a story, because the theme of this series so far, storytelling, and all that jazz. My thought is that she is probably an old woman telling this story to somebody.
Okay.
That's kind of my guess right off the bat, because I was thrown for a loop for a second, because I'm like, wait a minute, who's speaking? Wait a minute, are these the same? Because I knew it was the same characters, but I had to second guess. I was looking at that. Are they older? Because the voice is what threw me off. I'm like, are they older now? Wait, no, they're the same age. Why does she sound older? And then that's kind of when I thought to myself, maybe it's just her when she's older telling the story.
As for the content of what she says almost verbatim, she says, if Maria wasn't born, untold numbers could have been spared.
No fucking clue. Like, what is she gonna do? She gonna awaken herself like Carrie and just start pouring blood on everybody and just killing everybody, like out of nowhere?
I don't know.
I don't know. She seems harmless. Like, from these 3 episodes we've seen, she seems actually rather nice. But
that's definitely one of those things that we had to remember.
Yeah. If I was to guess, I would think something. It has to do with. Well, let me just say this, because it does kind of lead into episode 3 and whatnot. There's love triangles going on. I think this in particular. Shun obviously likes Saki. Saki really likes Shun. But mischievous boy Satoru, he likes Saki. Even though he likes to be like, I hate you, women are gross. But, does all that shit. We've seen that before. People picking on people, making fun of him. It's because he likes her. Of course he does. He likes her. She's cute. And I'm thinking Maria likes Satoru. And maybe that has something to do with kind of like the ending remarks and whatnot, because of the whole, millions would have been spared if Maria wasn't born and had a crush on Satoru.
Okay.
That's just my weird, maybe jumping to conclusions, hypothetical going on. But I do know for a fact Saki likes Shun. Like that's a given. Like we've known that since the first episode because you know, Satoru was just like, you agree with everything he says. Saki, shut up. I mistake you for other girls, okay?
It's gonna get you in trouble, EA.
I know. I'm gonna say this in front of a grand jury one of these days, and they're gonna go, that's all we needed, sir. No, I meant Maki, not Saki. Nope, Saki's going to jail. Or fuck, now I'm fucking everything. Oh god.
For anybody that is watching Shinsekai Yori along with us, what are your thoughts on specifically that scene? Because I think is very important. But moving on to episode 3 of Shinsekai Yori, this one was definitely the episode of trying to discern what's lies and what's truth in these kids' story. Because we got to remember, these are kids telling the story. Kids are going to embellish things just like adults would. They're going to not state things in the correct context, or sometimes it's not outright lies. Sometimes it's just, you know, a game of telephone. You say, I don't know, block to someone, then they say Botox, and then eventually it gets, by the time it reaches your ear, you hear Cox. Basically.
No, I said I would like a sandwich. Where the fuck did you get Cox?
Yeah. But the first thing that we get is the story of a blow dog, which sounds a little too similar to something else.
Yeah.
And it is apparently this creature that swells like a balloon when it's provoked. One thing I like about this series is just how, I guess, intriguing a mystery is, because they tell the story and it's not, we don't get to see it. We don't know what a blow dog looks like or anything like that. But when they tell the story, there's this sense of the mystery of what you can't see draws you into it, because Shun questions, okay, if you're telling the truth on that story, first of all, I think Satoru says it doesn't really even make sense to lie about something like this. If you wanted to embellish about this creature and why you should stay away from it, you should probably tell it in this way. So they say it doesn't really make sense to lie about it, but at the same time, if this did happen, if there was a creature that just swelled like a balloon when provoked and apparently blew up and died, then they would die out. So what is the truth with this? We don't get an answer to that, but it's another one of those things that they introduce and we had to put a pin in. Yeah. Just the same thing as we got the talks of the karma demons and what was the cat's name? I forgot the name of the cat.
God, I can't remember. But I know what you're talking about. It's like something's cat, not Schrodinger's cat. It's something kind of cat.
Yeah. Well, what did you think about that whole story?
It's definitely interesting because of, you know, it's through the perspective of kids, and I agree with Shun. What he was saying is like, if they're made like that, wouldn't they die out? But I was also thinking to myself, you'd be amazed at what creatures are actually alive and evolved. Like there are things in this world that have a head of a duck, but the body of a beaver, and it's a platypus. But it's just like that, and they lay eggs. It's like, that's not something that should actually exist, but it does. So it's one of those things where it sounds crazy, but you know, truth is stranger than fiction. I love that saying. But it definitely kind of made me go, I wonder if this thing is real. And then we kind of got our answer towards the end.
Give me 1 second. Somebody added me or something.
And you're like, motherfucker, I don't care. But both of them were on a boat doing flips and shit. Very impressive.
Oh my god.
I'm on a boat, motherfucker. Don't you ever forget.
I've never gone canoeing or anything like that. I can't imagine rowing a boat like that. I feel like my arms would give out.
I would die. Like, either from just being so tired, or if you like, because that's the scary thing about those fucking kayaks and canoes is that if you flip that shit, you got to flip it over, especially the ones where your body's in it, and you have to kind of. That would just scare the crap out of me. You know, I'd feel like I would drown. I'd be so scared.
We should just eliminate the water. All bodies of water just go. Just be like team Magma and Pokemon.
And just go and canoeing on the desert sands instead.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to worry about drowning.
You can't drown us. Well, you can drown the sand, but that's beside the point.
Correct. It's better to choke on sand than water.
I don't know. Gotta think about it.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Choking in sand sounds very horrific.
Yeah. Now that you think about, just imagine somebody just holding you down, just pouring a whole bunch of sand down your throat. That just awful.
And then it's just hot. Oh no.
Yeah. On top of that, that's awful.
But we also learned that this other creature called, and this is the real important creature that we had to address, the false Minoshiros, which we basically get what they actually are, but in the story originally we are told that which this part was true. They're talking about how these false Minoshiros look like a real Minoshiro, but their Cantus doesn't affect them. So that was a weird thing because they're thinking, like, what creature does our telekinesis not work on? And we actually encounter these false Minoshiros, and we see why their Cantus doesn't affect them. It emits this weird gay light, this gay light, and it just flashes on them, the rainbow light. And then they just, it hypnotizes them, and then they can't move. It's weird too because I feel like their consciousness is still active because
like
they were
frozen.
Yeah, I think they just can't move because they were able to, like, whenever Saki battles with the false Minoshiro and does what she does, they were like, good job. And I was thinking to myself, wait, how did you know what she did? And I was like, oh, I guess they can actually perceive everything that's going on. They just can't move. That's it.
Yeah, that would be the weirdest fucking feeling, I swear.
Yeah.
Just being frozen in time, knowing everything that's going on and not being able to do anything.
Yeah.
That's
scary.
Suck.
That's basically sleep paralysis.
Yeah. Oh, I've had that a few times. That's the worst.
Oh, it is.
I hate that.
It is scary.
It is, because you're just laying there and you're dreaming, and what you were dreaming you think is happening in real life, and you're just like, oh God, I gotta get out of here, but I can't move. Yeah. Then you wake up and you're just like, oh fuck, that was a dream.
Yeah. Oof.
I hate when dreams become real.
Yeah. But yeah, we see the false Minoshiros, and wait, do I want to go here yet? No, I guess it's the only place to go, because really the whole episode is us canoeing,
talking, holding hands.
Yeah,
speaking
holding
of
hands,
which,
romance stuff.
Saki and Shun jumped right to fourth base. They went to holding hands.
They skipped so many steps.
I can't believe that. And I have to applaud because, they held hands, and he kind of like, I don't know if it was he or she, kind of pulled back, maybe a little bit, like, because they were unsure, but then they just went back to doing it. I was like, good on them.
Yeah.
Good on them for going in unprotected and not worrying about the consequences.
No gloves.
No glove, no love. But in this case, we're going no glove, baby.
Oh my god. So yeah, besides all the sex that happened in this episode, we actually get an answer to one of the mysteries, which was introduced in this episode of the false Minoshiros or the evil Minoshiros, whichever you want to use. And turns out it is a library.
That
Weirdest shit ever.
That had me going, what? When this show ended, and that's why I said everything went really fast, and I was just like, wait, that can't be how it ends.
Yeah.
The Minishiro was talking for one, and they were saying stop destroying public property or some kind of public name for some library or whatever, and I went, wait, library? What the fuck is this thing saying? And then they went on to explain, I'm a library. And I was like, what do you mean you're a library? You're a fucking... you're a damn creature. How could you be a library? That's the part that confused me. And they were just like saying it as if it was a normal thing. And it says right here in the notes, it has 890 petabytes of holographic memory. And that's a lot of memory. For those that don't know what petabytes are, that's, as you have written here, 890 million gigabytes. That's insane.
I did a little math on this as far as like how many, because it's a library. So I did a little math on how much that would be in terms of actual books. And I don't have the numbers in front of me. I swear to God, there's nothing on my computer right now. So this kind of just from my memory. Harry Potter books I'll use as a frame of reference because most people know how big those books are. Harry Potter books, a complete set of Harry Potter books in terms of memory would be about 21 megabytes. So if you were to download all Harry Potter books, volumes 1 through 7 volumes, so keep that in mind too, it would be about 21 terabytes. A petabyte is about, not petra, is it peta or petra?
It's a petabyte. Yeah, peta.
Peta. A petabyte is, I think, 1 million gigabytes.
That's insane.
So they said they had 890 petabytes. So that is 890 gigabytes, mind you. Gigabytes.
That's a lot.
It is about 900 if we were to convert how many Harry Potter books could you fit into that frame of memory? You could fit 7 volumes of Harry Potter books, or you would have this many Harry Potter volumes, complete volumes. 900 billion.
900 billion times. Damn.
900 billion. That is,
yeah, with a B.
That is crazy.
That is literally insane.
So like, yeah, the memory it stores is just, it is out of this world. But another thing that you get in that whole conversation is that why is that memory being stored in this weird creature?
Right. I think that was the thing that was the most curious. First, they're a library, saying that they're a library. Stop destroying library property. They have all these memories in them. Why? Why? How? It really left me going, I want to see more, but I didn't want to do that.
But
because, I have to be a good boy.
But also keep in mind, it has all this memory. It's being stored in this weird creature. It specifically, it has a branch of library, so it probably isn't the only one that exists. And it has an ability that basically is the counter specifically to Cantus abilities.
Right. And it hypnotizes people.
Yeah.
To basically kind of escape. So it's like it's trying not to be caught.
Yeah. It is memory that is on the go that for all intents and purposes is supposed to stick around in spite of humans with Cantus. There has to be a reason for that. Why does this thing exist that basically can stop these telekinetic powers?
Yeah, the only thing that stops it is glasses, apparently. But,
cool ass shades.
Right. Just cool shades is what keep, just Men in Black. Just essentially, they try to neuralize you. You just say, nah, you can't neuralize me.
If you ain't got no style, just don't worry about it.
Oh, man. But, I thought the main thing was going to be about where these kids are being spirited away. Now we have to worry about a fucking moving library with hypnotizing powers and shoots rainbow magic at you. It's just like, it definitely has me hooked. Like, I know a lot of people do the whole 3-episode rule. This is by episode 3, the end of episode 3. I would have probably had marathon this series at this point. When I had time, I would have been like, I have to see where this goes. Yeah. I am curious now.
It also basically outright says that the reason why the information is stored in itself rather than books, because Saki's saying like, what about books? Which also get like, this is the great thing about storytelling, or when you tell a story in a great way. You could give minimal dialogue and tell so much in that few bits of lines. Saki saying, what about books, implies that her society has books.
Right.
So this is not a normal way of storing information for her society. So for everybody that has Cantus ability, seemingly in this society, would read a book like we would read a book. They would store information how we would store information in that way. So why does this creature exist that has anti-Cantus abilities? Is kind of just tough overall for like regular humans to just capture anything. Like, why does it exist in this? And also they stated that this thing probably existed. There's no record of them. Why?
It's hidden for some reason. This thing wants to be hidden. This thing doesn't want to be found. To be honest, I'm quite surprised that this thing is telling Saki all this, because there was a point where she took off her glasses and I'm like, he's just going to do the hypnotize thing again.
I thought he was going to do it too. I would have did it.
Because, yeah. If it's trying not to be found and not discovered, that's what you do. It's like, I'll rip your stuff out. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be good. She takes off her glasses. Right. Takes off her glasses. That's when you do it and run. Seriously, but like, obviously, I think this is going to drive the plot more than anything. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think
she goes to ask a question, which, if it is indeed a library that has all this factual information, they could learn the truths of the world that seemingly adults have been hiding from them. So,
which, for anyone of any age, that would blow anybody's mind. Whether you're a full-grown adult or you're a young kid, to know that what's been hidden from you is crazy.
And in general, ignorant is bliss, especially in this world where seemingly information is kept from people on purpose. There's got to be a reason why they don't want people to be around the queer rats. There has to be a reason why they don't tell them about the tainted cats, and that was the name of them, tainted cats.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
The parents seemingly know about it. The kids don't. There has to be a reason why this library exists in the first place. There has to be a reason for all this stuff and why things are set the way they are. So having more information, while it'll be good for the audience to see, learn more about the world, this probably won't spell anything good for the children, because the more that you know, the more at risk you probably are. Because there has to be a reason why this information isn't being told to them outright by the adults. They're seemingly really smart kids, so
yeah,
the fact they don't tell them this information is a reason.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish I can go back to being ignorant of a lot of things.
Oh my God.
And not knowing stuff. But, now that I'm older and now I'm just like, yeah, world's not as I originally thought. I'm more aware of everything that goes on now. Oy.
So many news I need to erase from my memory.
Shit. I wish I could do that. Sometimes I wish there was a way, and I'm not talking about news or anything political or whatever. I'm just saying in general for movies and shows, if they're your favorite, if there's a way you can get the feeling of watching it for the first time again. I mean, not to say that you don't like it, because you watch it over and over, but there's just something about the first time.
Yeah.
That when you watch a movie or you watch a show where you're just like, wow, that was amazing.
That's no joke. That's how I felt about Danganronpa.
Really?
And mostly, pretty much all the last trials. It felt like even as I was doing it, because some things you don't really appreciate in a moment, but as I was doing these chapters, it felt like I was experiencing something monumental while I was playing it. It was like, wow, this is insane.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
But that is episode 3, and that is pretty much it for Shinsekai Yori. I had to figure out what episodes we're gonna watch next.
Shoot me a text.
Anybody that is watching along with us, to be safe, because I'll never go more than 3 episodes. To be safe, watch episodes 4 and 5. I'll try to see what episodes we should watch. I don't want to extend it too long, more than 15 or so weeks. I don't want to extend it that long, so we probably will watch multiple episodes at once, always 2 episodes or so.
Mm-hmm.
So
there might be a week where we watch 3.
Yeah, and there might be a week where we watch 1. So but
okay,
to be on the safe side, I would say watch two at a time. Watch 2 at a time. If there's any change in regards to how many episodes we're gonna watch, if there's 3, I'll make a post on the King of Anime channel, and so y'all will be informed. But that is it for Shinsekai Yori. 2 pair of great episodes, in my opinion. Lots of mystery, lots of intrigue. But
yeah, and it's the good kind of intrigue. You're not left wondering what the hell's going on. You're left wanting to know what's going on.
It is on to the next series. Mahjong.
You stink!
All right. All right. Pon no Michi. It seems like EA is not really feeling this too much.
Oh, this whole fucking episode was just girls playing mahjong and doing nothing but that. And yes, I understand that this was supposed to be the damn show. I get all that, but I don't know. The characters aren't interesting. I don't care about these characters. And we have poor old Princess Peach. Her name's Richie.
Yeah.
Or
Richie.
Of course, her name's Richie because she looks rich and all that crap and whatever. They had a flashback episode, and you could tell it was the same voice actress, and she's just like trying to sound so much like a little kid. She just couldn't pull it off. Oh my god, just Mama, Papa, I am a young a child.
I am a kid. I am 5 years old.
Right. It's like you trying to sound like a kid. You can't do it. I sure as shit couldn't do it.
3.
This is me at 3 years old. It's like no one believes it. But I saw that and I was immediately thrown out. I'm like, God, they couldn't have gotten someone that could get closer to a child's voice. But basically this episode with bad CGI hands and all was just I don't even fucking know. Like just girl crying that she wants to play mahjong, and then the rest of the girls were like, "Let her join! You're so mean! How could you, Nashiko?
Nashiko, yeah.
How dare you, Nashiko? Let her fucking play. Fine, I'll let her play." That was
that's pretty much the episode.
That's it. They were, and they were, at least they were. This part I kind of admired was the fact that they didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and they were just like, we're just kind of like learning as we go from manga and stuff like that.
Yeah. I
hate shows so much where they don't know anything about the sport and they become a prodigy as soon as they touch it. It drives me up the fucking wall. Like, I don't know why it irritates me so much, but because it's just like, I understand there's beginner's luck, but you don't grow up to be an adult, touch a basketball, and then instantly become LeBron James in his prime. You just don't do it.
Basketball. 5 seconds later. Oh, fuck.
Right. So slamming it over some people. Get some, rips off shirt. Dude, you're playing against kids. Calm down.
Get threes at half court. But I actually like this episode more than last episode. I'll agree that I don't think it's a strong episode at all. It still doesn't have a episode that I think will anchor us into renewing this anytime soon. Spoilers.
It has till next week. It has till next week.
Yeah, they might need to. In episode 3, you may need to introduce old rocker girl because things are looking pretty scary for the show. But I think this episode was just fine. It was all right. I actually kind of laughed at some points in this episode. I thought the comedy was a little better, but I can't tell if this is hurting or helping the show in that the mahjong seems like a secondary part of the show. I feel like in some ways it's good because I don't know how to fucking play it. So even if they were to say some things with the show, I wouldn't understand it. So it's kind of like if you are going to do the mahjong thing, you have to go all the way in and clearly explain things. The way like a lot of sports series does. Haikyuu, for example. You have to go all the way in that field. So I guess that's a good thing, but it's also kind of a bad thing because when y'all do play mahjong, I don't really care. And then some of the comedy doesn't hit because I don't understand what exactly is going on, if I'm supposed to understand at all. So this weird thing of mahjong being the backdrop of the show, but not really feeling like it's totally necessary. I feel like this show could have been anything. It could have been mahjong. It could have been fucking Love Live with them singing, trying to become idols, and not really much of the story would really change.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So that's kind of odd why mahjong is like the moving force with the show, but I guess we'll see something further.
They could have been. They literally could be doing anything, like you said. In this series, they're doing mahjong, but instead they could be doing. I don't know. They could be playing cards. They could be playing video games. They could be. I don't know. As it says here in your notes, eating fucking snacks and drinking tea. This is K-On! Without the music. It pretty much is. I've never seen one episode of K-On! I know that's a UNC thing, but
don't you put that evil on me. Don't put that evil on me. That is C's show. I do not like K-On!
Okay,
I do not like that show.
All right, I take it back. Every once in a while, Satsuki, but mostly C is he is the K-On! Stan when it comes to enjoying that type of stuff.
You know the funny part? C doesn't really like that show either. We kind of talk about it, and it's funny to post memes of it, but we both don't really like that show. I think we both had like the same amount of enjoyment from it.
So you both kind of like, it's a love-hate relationship.
It's the show that we both watch, so there's like this understanding of the memes of it. It's kind of like Rent a Girlfriend, whatever. Nobody really likes Rent a Girlfriend, but it's funny to post about.
Very true. Very, very true. Okay.
I don't not like him.
But I don't like. Yeah, it's so stupid. But yeah, oh yeah, and I love that thing that you sent me. I think that was last week where it was like, I don't know how long it'll take, but I will wait forever until you love me. 300 fucking chapters fucking later. Give me a break. I swear this man said this in like chapter 50 or whatever. He's saying it again in 300.
Greatness.
That is Rent a fucking Girlfriend.
AKA the money laundering scheme.
I swear to God it is.
But yeah, I mean, it wasn't really much to talk about this episode in terms of like story, characters, anything like that. And it seems like it's going to be one of those shows. It's weird though, because it's not like we can't talk about the show because of like this slice of life. Me and EA, us specifically, have had a podcast on Love Live, a show where they just sing, do cute things, and I don't know, like hug each other. And we have
our friendship.
We have had hour-long podcasts continuously on that show specifically. So it's not lack of material that we can't talk about. Or no. That's not what I meant to say. It's not because of the show's like genre that we have nothing to talk about. It's lack of material.
Yeah.
It's really not much to talk about. Richi's whole story is she wants to play mahjong. She wants to play with girls around her age. She found solace in our characters, Nashiko, Pai, Izumi. They play mahjong. She had fun. That's basically the whole episode. That's basically it.
Yeah.
It's not much anything deeper. And I'm a person that really likes to look at things a little deeper, even if there's nothing there. It's not much here.
No.
There's not much here.
The only thing this show has going for itself is the opening's catchy.
Yeah. I like the character designs, which I already spoke about. Is Negi Haruba doing the character designs. So
yeah. The characters' designs look good.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. There are like certain facial expressions that characters will make that will make me think of QQ. Specifically whenever he does like the little V mouth thing with Nashiko or Richi, it makes me think of Yotsuba because she used to always do that. But you just IDK, you hey. I'm sorry, Ellie. Sorry, talked about your favorite. Talk disparagingly about your favorite show. I don't know. Let's fucking go to the next show. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's got one more fucking episode. You're on our shit list.
You're on thin ice, buddy. Yeah.
Watch where you stepping.
Yeah, I just don't feel like even trying to make up some stuff to talk about the episode. So
Yeah. Moving on to Frieren, Beyond Journey's End, episode 18, First Class Mage Exam. This is a pretty good episode.
yeah.
I actually really, yeah.
No, go ahead.
I just like episodes like this. As cliche as it is, anything that has an exam or any type of tournament, I feel like that's an anime staple when it comes to like good shit, and this is no exception. I feel like this is going to be a good arc, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. And the new characters that were introduced, pretty good. I like pretty much all of them, and I think I know that smile. I know that look, Satsuki. You have a girl in here, don't you? That you may or may not have sort of feelings for.
Is that camera on me?
Yes, sir.
We're on episode 18. 18 weeks. 18 times 7 is approximately 70. 56. 136? About 136? 136?
Yeah, it's about right. Yeah, about 130, give or take.
Let me do the math so I don't look completely stupid. 126.
Yeah, it's close enough.
126 days of watching the show. Stark is my favorite character. So I found a guy character that I would like. But for 126 episodes, I was searching for the female character that will really, really connect to me. And I know a lot of people are in the chat going to be like, it's because she's evil, blah, 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 blah. She doesn't necessarily have to be evil. It just has to fit my window, which a lot of people can fit in. Funny characters can fit in it. Flirtatious characters can fit in. A lot of different characters that I like, that I stand, can fit in this whole Satsuki net. Ubel, I choose you. That is my girl. Ubel? Listen, she didn't even do much in this episode. She didn't do anything in this episode. I could just tell.
Not really.
The funny part is, before I even watched the episode, because I didn't fully watch the opening. I listened to the opening, but I didn't watch the visuals. This episode, I actually watched the visuals for the opening. And then I paused the visual at a certain point, because I saw a character that just caught my eye. For whatever they did, caught my eye. It may have been the smirk she made or whatever. She caught my eye. I paused and I said, this looks like a character I would like. I hope I see her. And then this episode, she's introduced, and I said, we are in business. Big Ubel. And listen, it's not just off of design alone, because we get a little bit, but we don't actually see anything. So just speaking about Ubel, the things that we get from her. Current third class mage, aspiring to be a first class mage. We see her encounter Craft, elf, big ears, ripped to shreds, can shred cheese on his abs. That's why I call him Craft. He encounters Ubel, who prior to them meeting, there's 3 bandits who try to attack her, and whole time she's just sitting there with this calm smile. She's just like, y'all sure y'all want to do this? And a telltale sign of how strong she is, without even showing anything, the thing that caught my eye about her is that she's traveling alone.
True.
For all as strong as Frieren is, she's traveled with Hemo, Hater, and Eisen. And now she's traveling with Fern and Stark. Frieren can travel on her own, though. As far as, she can travel on her own. But for a mage to travel on her own, no warrior, no other weird ass species to stick with her, for her to travel on her own tells you so much about that character without you saying anything. And how calm she looked in the face of those bandits. And then Krav comes along, pushes aside one of the bandits, blah, blah, blah. They scurry into the night. And then Krav basically expounds that I didn't do that to save you. I did it to save them. Because prior to me meeting you, there was some bandits that were chopped up to bits. So I didn't want that same thing to happen to them.
Yeah. Yeah, Kraft tells her, you have the eyes of a killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, just flat out just says it. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny too, because, he's older than Frieren. He's wiser, older, what have you. I'm sure he's seen killers and knows people pretty good at this point. He took one look at her and it's just like, yeah, you're bad news.
The characters don't have to be evil, they just always are. That is not true. That is so not true. I love Toru Honda. There's nothing evil about that girl. It's a lot being said. Time is running out. Yeah, I totally know that show. Exam arc on point. Sasuke had his Yori fetish in the episode. We'll talk about that. The first 4 episodes came out at once though. Evil lover, but evil characters fit the best. We also had Craft. Oh yeah, I didn't think we'd see Craft again, but that was cool. Sasuke, eyes of a killer. You mean eyes of a lover? I don't know how old she is, so I won't go that far. I don't know.
True.
Yeah.
She could be a teenager for all we fucking know. It's like, I'm 12 years old.
Yeah, so whenever those things are not being explicitly stated to me, I have my reservations about going that far. But as far as a character that I feel that I will like, just from a character's perspective, she seems like a character I would like. One of those like battle hardened, crazy, evil, strong characters that will make it look cool while she's doing it. So I would definitely take that.
It's like when we found out Haru's age from that one show. I'm 18 years old. Yeah. Oh, she's 18.
And I want to state this for people that may be confused about that didn't see that. We weren't celebrating because we were trying to thirst over Haru being 18. We were we were happy because the age gap between the main character and her wasn't weird.
Right. It wasn't established. Like, I think we found out he was maybe in his early 20s, like the main character. And Haru, we were like, fuck, is she in high school? God, please don't be in high school. And then she actually, almost like she was talking to the audience, saying, my name's Haru, da-da-da. I'm 18 years old, and I like blah-blah-blah. And I'm like, she's 18.
Oh my
One of our proudest moments, I swear to God.
We will wait for the confirmation what Stora said. Can't be too nice. But speaking for more about her, the reason why she's still a third class mage is because she was going to take the second class mage exam, and she fucking kills the proctor, who was a first class mage. Which, if she can kill a first class mage, then she's already first class level.
Right. But I guess that's against the rules. You this isn't some Bleach shit where you can kill a lieutenant.
You can't kill the teacher, dumbass. It's like,
It's like, I thought this was Bleach where you could kill a captain and become one.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh my God, bro. You didn't write that in the rule book. It's not fair.
She probably comes from the world of Bleach, too. She probably thought it was one of those things.
Maybe she reads Bleach. Who knows?
She's a fan.
But yeah, so she kills a first class mage. So right there, if you didn't already think that she was strong before. That tells you her strength level. And Frieren eerily says earlier in the episode that she has lost 11 times in her lifetime to people with less mana than herself. She says 4 times demons, and the other 4 times demons. Yeah, 4 times demons, and the other times humans. And we can kind of attribute that to cunning a little bit, because Frieren's not like the best IQ wise. Like, she has a lot of knowledge because of over her years, but she's not like the most technical advanced person when it comes to those type of things. So I could see her actually losing to someone weaker than her mana wise. But the fact that she said that, and now we have a character who probably has less mana than her, but is a killer at heart. I think also too, what may work against Frieren in losing her battles is that maybe she didn't have the same mentality as somebody else. Going up against somebody who is more battle crazy may put her at a disadvantage. And this is why I think I'm gonna go further and say, I don't know at what point it's going to happen, but I think at some point, Frieren's party and Fern, which is also now Ubel's party, is going to fight Frieren. Yeah. And more than likely, Frieren's going to lose. The reason I say that is because they only need, first and foremost, they only need one person to be a first class mage to do what they need to do. Frieren doesn't necessarily need it. And then two, think about this. This exam happens every 3 years. So if Fern loses, she's fucked until like she's like 21 or something, because I think she's 18 or 17, 2021. She's fucked until then. If Frieren loses it, who cares? She's literally an elf. She can take it at any time she wants. It doesn't really matter.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And she's already strong enough, so that doesn't really matter. Fern, she actually needs it. So I could see her team, if they were to fight, Fern's team beating out Frieren's team.
Yeah. Yeah, especially because, well, have you seen Frieren's team? They kind of don't get along. Oh, well, they know each other and whatnot. It's just that they don't really. It's weird. Like, they're good in cooperating when they have to, but boy, do they fight a lot. It's they are certainly one to. I mean, maybe when the time comes, they could handle themselves, but yeah, I think Fern and Ubel would just be a little stronger in that fight. Frieren would be the only one they'd have to really worry about, which I thought it was funny. Every time those two girls were fighting, Frieren made that same, I don't know what you would call it, chibi looking face, where she didn't know what to say or do. Sasuke, you're doing it perfectly. It's just, that's exactly what she looked like. It's just, I don't know what to do or say, so I'll just stand here and make this face.
Oh yeah. So we get introduced to 2 new characters who are part of Frieren's group, Luine and Kane. And I didn't really care for that whole gimmick of them fighting, but once they told that little backstory to them, and no, it's not because it's Yori or anything like that. I understand those implications are there, but I don't think these two are actually going to be a couple or anything. I just thought it was pretty good backstory from the little bit that we got. Like, they already established how great their teamwork was and how they knew each other in the past. And in the flashback, you see Luine's more of the stoic character and Kane's more of the abrasive and loud character. And it got to a point to where, since Kane couldn't use the flying magic, she was down in the dumps, and Luine had to encourage her. Little by little, she had to keep getting encouraged because she's like, tell me more. And I thought, I don't know, it moved me a little bit. It's not the greatest thing ever, but it definitely made me care about these characters a little more, which is why I think they're going to fucking die, by the way.
Oh, You think they're gonna die?
Yes.
Wow. I don't know if they'll die. Maybe one of them dies.
The reason
What?
I think for one, they're making us care about these characters very early on, which
Okay.
up to this point, I mean, we haven't really had character deaths in the present time. Like, of course, Himmel and Eisen Hater, they all died eventually, but they died of natural deaths. It wasn't any, they weren't killed.
Right.
So that whole line of thinking, or that whole that whole character death hasn't been exposed to us yet. But the reason why I think they may die is because of a character like Ubel. A character like that who is willing to kill a fucking proctor would see students, because they said it themselves in these first class exams, mage exams. People die in these all the time. I don't think Ubel is going to have any restraint. Now, do I think she's going to kill other people? Yeah, she'll probably kill other people.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of making an emotional impact on the audience, I think she would kill characters like Luine and Kane just to make us feel something for it. Because like I said, I already think Frieren's group isn't going to win. If there can only be one group of mages that win the whole thing and become first class mages, I don't know how the whole thing works. But if there's only one group that can win, I don't think Frieren's group is going to win.
No.
So either they die or they just don't win.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be Ubel and Fern. Fern's group that are going to win. It makes the most sense. Frieren, she doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Fern probably wants it more because she's got a lot more to prove. And also we got introduced to a badass new character that Sasuke secretly has the hots for. So it's just, it's
secretly. I mean, it's barely. It's out in the
okay,
open now.
Right. Let me rephrase that since you just said it to the whole free world. Has the hots for. But actually, I should say pending, depending on age. Pending. You still like her character. You just don't like her.
I'll still like her character.
Yeah. Exactly. To be determined.
Yeah. We'll see if we go further with that, but yeah. As far as just her character, yeah, she definitely seems like a character I would like. And that'll be interesting to see how she works with a character like Fern, who's
very
just
by the book.
Yeah. Just a good person in general. She wouldn't really approve of anything that Ubel does. But how would she feel if like it came down to let her do what she wants and you get the first class mage, or I don't know, you sabotage her and then you don't become a first class mage? Like, what would you do? Because the whole thing of this exam being every 3 years is very important, because there's a finite time to this. Losing this and having to wait another 3 years is insane. That means everybody, not just Fern, not just Ubel, not just Frieren, everybody is desperate to win this. There's some old people taking this every 3 years. It's some people that doesn't, and they're adventurers too. They don't know if they have another 3 years. So everybody's going to put their life on the line for this. Yeah. So I could see things getting very deadly, specifically with those two characters. So it really wouldn't surprise me. But I mean, I would hope that I'm wrong about that, because I like them. I like these two, so I wouldn't want to see them to die.
As your track record shows, any character you grow attachment to and like, they end up fucking dead.
That's true.
Yeah. But I think this arc's gonna be good. I like these types where it's an exam, tests, whatever. It's always fun to me. So I'm curious to see what they do with this, and gonna be an interesting dynamic between Fern and Ubel, just to see what happens there, because I have a feeling it's going to focus a lot on them when they get to the nitty gritty. Ubel's going to kill somebody or is about to kill somebody, and then she's going to be like, what are you doing?
This may be the first time where I watched the episode like on time, because usually I always watch it the day of the podcast, but I may actually watch it when it airs. We'll see.
Ooh. Someone's excited.
I am. Like this is you don't understand, EA. This is the type of character I've been waiting on. Love Stark. He's still my favorite character in the series, but when the female character is this evil, this strong, and just, I don't know, she's willing to do those dirty things, I'm always moved. Every single time. Same song, same vibe. KW6 says, I would say how, because she could sneak kill him. 4 demons, one elf, and 6 humans. Appreciate that, Decrepit Storm. One elf. There was an elf in the opening. That wasn't Frieren.
It wasn't Craft either.
No, it wasn't Craft either. It was like this elf girl. So that may be the elf that beat Frieren in the past.
Maybe.
Yeah. The 6 humans, there's no real way to discern that. We could probably say like one of them is Flame, her teacher. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Where's that? That probably made Frieren realize she doesn't have it that bad with Fern and Stark. Also, where was Ubel when the demons invade Guard's domain? So it's definitely a matter of being cunning. Sasuke done 9 allegations tonight. I promise y'all, it's not the Yuri thing that made me pay attention to them. The Yuri thing, like I took note of, but it's not why I like that backstory. But I'm not calling Ubel a fraud because she's dangerous. Oh, I mean, yeah. The fact that Kraft is strong himself. The fact that Kraft says this is, yeah.
Yeah, that's very telling.
Mm-hmm. And mind you, they give us like a big clue as to what it means to be a first class mage. From the story, they tell us there are only 45 first class mage that exist. 45 out of a population. 45 exist. I don't need to tell y'all the numbers. 45 divided by how many people in the world? I don't know how many people exist in this world, but let's say 45 divided by 8 billion. Do the math. That's crazy. Even because Frieren also says that less mages exist than back in the olden days, but even still, 45 first class mages, and she was able to kill one, and she's probably going to become one. That is an insane amount of power. So we don't know how strong she is. I don't know. I don't read the manga, but I'm betting on her to be really strong. Not as strong as Frieren, because Frieren is pretty insane. She is so overqualified. But I think it's going to go back to what she said before. A mage that has less mana than her, but is going to best her in some way, whether that be because of her mentality or whatever it may be. I think that's why. Evil and willing to do dirty things is a crazy sentence. Shut up.
One thing I will say about the show, I guess before we say goodbye to it, the fuck is that bird on? That bird must be on some crack.
The speed of, oh man, speed of sound bird. That was crazy.
Now, because I was thinking the same, I was like, they gotta catch a bird. This should be pretty easy. But Frieren was like, all right, guys, you gotta be just observe it. Let's be very careful. Then that's when they did the whole ice and, swirling water technique and caught it. And I'm like, oh, they actually caught it. But then Frieren knew. She's like, you might want to get down. And then that's when the bird just, bam, like Superman, just passed them all and did supersonic speed. I'm like, what kind of bird is that? It's a fucking bird, or is it a alien or some kind of superhuman? What? I don't know any bird that's like that ever. Looks like just some kind of sparrow. It's just chilling.
Yeah, that's some Pokemon type of bird. I don't know, but
That's a Pidgey.
yeah.
A Pidgey.
I mean, with that whole thing too, I thought it was interesting just how Frieren was going about being a leader of this team. It's not necessarily a role that she's comfortable with, because if you think about her old party, she wasn't a leader. She's the leader now, but that's kind of by committee. It's because Fern isn't. She's mature enough at times, but other times she's not. Same thing. Well, less with Stark, because Stark isn't mature enough at all.
So
he's
a boy.
Yeah. For the most part, Frieren has to be the person that lead them in directions. And it's interesting to see her style of leading with these two. In a more like a laissez-faire approach, where she's like kind of letting them, she's kind of like containing them to where they don't like fall completely out of balance. Like, so they don't like die from their stupid actions, but she's also trying to show them like what you're doing is stupid. You know what I mean? Like, where, I think it was Luine who, cause, Kane was tired and they went to rest, and Luine was like, I want to go out off my own and try to find a bird or whatever. And I didn't write this down in my notes, but I thought, this was apparent. Frieren asked her, to watch out for the skies or whatever.
Right.
And then she asked her, are you stronger than Kane? And then she's like, of course I'm stronger than Kane. And then she said, what about your power compared to me? And I think that's an important thing she added, is because she wanted to get a gauge for how strong she was from how she responded to that question. Because if she said, I'm stronger than you, that would have been a telltale sign you don't know what you're talking about. Because remember, demons can't sense aura, but humans can. But Frieren always hides her energy. But even in her hiding her energy, she understood that Frieren was way stronger than her. She was like, yeah, I don't want to fight you.
Right. There were some people that were looking at the beginning, all the entrance exams and all the people. I think there was one person that saw Frieren and they were like, she's hiding something. Yeah. She's super fucking powerful.
I think like the more experienced mages, because the mage who saw that was one of the proctors. I think the more experienced proctors can see whenever you're condensing your energy, because she's still trying to like keep it like, kind of like ground level to where it's not spouting up into the sky. But any decent mage can see that she's concealing a lot of power, and she's way stronger than she tries to make her look. So that was a test to make sure that she was competent. But yeah, that's pretty much all the episode.
Yeah, very, very good episode.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah. All right. Last series to talk about. Delicious in Dungeon. Triggers. I won't say finest. Triggers.
Triggers finest.
Trigger anime. Just trigger anime. I mean, how did you feel about this episode?
I think. Well, not I think. I personally believe that this was better than the first episode, but that's not saying much, because the first episode kind of left us with just weird feelings overall. This one, we got to know a little bit more of the characters overall, especially Chilchuck, which I think I might like him the best just because of his class. He's kind of like, and if you do D&D, like I've been doing lately with Baldur's Gate, he's more of a rogue type character, where he's more of a trap and unlocking things type character.
Yeah, like the thief.
Yeah, and those characters are always overlooked, but very important when it counts. And I thought it was pretty neat, other than the fact that he's got humongous ears that are way too big for his head. It's just, he's
The satellite dishes.
yeah, he's became an interesting character to me. The elf woman, was it Marcel? Marcel?
Yeah. Marciel.
Marciel, that's it, Marciel. She's basically a walking joke at this point. Everything she does is because tee-hee, she falls, hurt herself. Tee-hee, she got picked up by a bat. Ah, funny. She doesn't like food from demons. Tee-hee, that's her character. We still don't know much about the main character, like the warrior guy. I feel like he's shrouded with mystery still, and the dwarf Senshi is still a guy that likes to eat every 30 fucking seconds. I swear to God, he's just oh, food.
Let us eat. Let us eat.
We haven't eaten in 45 minutes. We gotta eat. It's like, are you fucked? You have problems, dude? Maybe you should battle without us. We're kind of trying to find somebody and save their life. Let's roast some shit. A guy was fucking dying this episode, and he wanted to cook the food instead of giving him an antidote.
I mean,
I don't know how I feel
it tastes
about
better
the show.
though. It tasted
I'm
better.
sure.
Though.
Yeah. He even complimented too. He's like, it's overwhelming with flavors and it's so juicy. Oh, yeah. I don't know how I feel about this show. I don't understand why people really are taken to the show. I really think it has a lot to do with what we said last week, is that this is a Trigger anime, and because it's Trigger, we always have to harken back to the good old shows of Kill la Kill and everything else that's came before it. But I feel like if this show didn't have the Trigger stamp, and if it wasn't made by the studio, it would just be a basic anime that nobody would care about. And yes, Satsuki, there it is, the shirt of the goat right there. But you know what I mean? Like, because it's animated by Trigger, we put it up on this pedestal of being this great series. But if this, I guarantee you, this feels like a JC staff type of anime. And if it was done by them, this would be another nickel and dime, run-of-the-mill type of anime show, and no one would care about it. That's my thoughts about it, personally.
I like this episode. I actually, I definitely agree it's way better than last episode. But no, I like this episode because it got into, or it at least gave me hope for future episodes, in that it focuses more on the characters, specifically their insecurities in their role with the party. Even with Marciel, where I don't think they really answer the question as to or not that they didn't answer the question. They didn't like show her worth to the party in this episode, but I think we'll see it later on, because the first thing with her is that she's insecure about being a burden to the party. So she does this stupid thing of trying to get this bat to draw out this mandrake turnip ugly looking thing that like
I will fucking say that part made me laugh when she got infected by the mandrake scream.
My God.
And her eyes were completely this way, and she's like, I'm just here to tell you that I love you guys. I just want to feel like I'm important.
Oh my God. Yo, when that part came on, listen, I didn't laugh episode 1. Episode 2, that put me in stitches. I'm not going to lie to you. the face she made, and then the voice acting was so on point. Oh, I think another thing that kind of like helped me with this is I watched it in sub rather than dub. Not knocking the dub, it's just that when I watched the dub for the first episode, I just felt like I don't know about this. And I went to the sub.
So the dub is coming out with the sub at the same time?
Yeah, it's simulcast.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you could watch the dub the same time as the sub comes out. Or yeah, dub same time as the sub comes out. But yeah. She fucking gets what's the word of it? Not hypnotized.
She becomes like almost like deaf, or not deaf, but just kind of stupefied. I don't know. Like she's just maybe a little on the loopy side, where she's just.
How do you feel about me, guys?
I want to know how you guys feel about me. Please be my friend. And the way she was speaking too, like it wasn't coherent sentences or anything. It was just, I try to do good. Yeah, like that was okay. That was probably the best part of the whole episode, was just that moment. And I don't know, like. I understand this series is about cooking, creatures in dungeons and stuff. I almost feel like if they focused more on that kind of stuff, I mean, you can still have the food and everything, but that's the kind of stuff they need to focus more on, is that comedy side. And I get they have comedy in this series, and it's supposed to be a comedy. I just feel like it's very few and far in between. We focus more on this goddamn basilisk skin and plucked and cooked than we do of funny shit. Yeah. That's me personally.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things you could do with it. With you being like this being in the fantasy series, you could give us more world building in terms of the story. Like these creatures are interesting in just how they look, but it's not like the selling point in the episodes necessarily. But like, yeah, you could expand on the world and them cooking. I thought this episode did a good job of giving us more of the character dynamics that exist within this party, more so like the roles that everybody plays rather than the characters themselves, but how they feel about themselves in those roles and the insecurities that was dredged up from it. Yeah, but yeah, you could do stuff like that. A lot of different things you could do besides like the cooking aspect, because the cooking aspect of it should be like this. It should be a vehicle in which you tell the story. It shouldn't necessarily be the story itself. Like,
right.
You shouldn't, our entertainment is not coming from us going, damn, look how they cook that bat. I'm going to try that.
So good.
You know what I mean? Like, this is a fantasy setting, so like the whole cooking aspect of it, all the details you put in the actual cooking of it, isn't going to really resonate with the audience, because we're not sitting here going, damn, I gotta cook the fucking bat with the serpent's tail. We're not going to do that.
I want the scorpion. I want that. Yeah, I almost feel like they could use the cooking segments for parts where they have character development. And they did a little bit, I will admit, when it came to, Chilchuk and Senshi. But I mean more like kind of like where they're just, when you're cooking, prepping, just shooting the shit. It's like, so what's your story? What do you got going on for you? Make it something like that. To me, that would be interesting.
I watched 3 seasons of Food Wars. Didn't finish it, but I watched 3 seasons of Food Wars. Not because of the fan service, not because of the cooking aspect of it, but just because it was a good, at least from what I watched it was just good storytelling in terms like the ramping up, like classic battle shonen almost, to where like you ramp up things by telling a story where you get both of the characters that's cooking off against each other. You tell a story in which why they have beef with each other, and then they get to battling. Simple stuff like that. they got to
Yeah.
get away from the whole cooking part of it and actually focus on these characters or the world itself, and then they'll be in good light. And that's why I think I like this episode, is because they actually focus on the characters more so than the cooking. So like besides Marciel, the whole thing with Shinshi and Chilchuck, where Chilchuck is trying to tell everybody, hey, follow my lead. I'm the only one that knows how to disarm these traps and other stuff, so follow my lead. And then you have Shinshi, big meathead over here, who's like, what if I step on this? And then fucking Axel swings that. He doesn't care.
Yeah, that's like, what are you doing?
That made me laugh too, because I was just like, what is wrong? I just said to myself, what is wrong with him? You just joined this group and you're putting everybody's life in danger.
I know. And he was like perpetually stepping on the flame. He's like, keeps his foot on it. He's thinking, there's some roasting right there. And Chill's like, get your foot off the damn thing. Think about food at a time like this.
Yeah, I love that whole thing. But yeah, that whole thing with them was just telling the story of Chilchuck feeling like his worth in a party was being diminished because of somebody like Shinshi, who's just not listening to him. And for one, his whole thing is disarming traps. It's a very dangerous job in of itself. And also, if you fail at that job, you're putting everybody's lives in danger. So there's this increased amount of pressure on him specifically when it comes to that role. So if you have somebody that doesn't really care for that, who dismisses that whole thing, you're going to have some issues. So they had their little spat with Shinshi not listening and Chilchuck insisting that he follows his directions. And that gave you more of an inkling as to his insecurities in that role and why he's so important for the group. I think we're going to get the same thing with Marciel later as a mage when we actually fight the dragon, whenever that may be, episode fucking 20.
Yeah.
20 million.
It's going to be the last damn episode. And the sister's going to be all dissolved in bones and shit.
The ghost going to be like, thanks for nothing, bitch.
Like, what took you so long? Oh, we were like eating every 5 minutes. Sorry.
I had a 3-course meal, you know, while you were digesting the dragon stomach. I ain't good though.
I ate good, but you know, so did the dragon.
Jesus. Food Wars was great for 2 seasons until the 3rd season ruined it, and 4th and 5th was no better. I didn't even get to the 4th. Oh god.
Oh no. I think the 3rd season where I stopped too. Once they got on that train, I was like, I'm done with this series.
This is a question for the chat. Who is y'all's favorite characters, plural, in Food Wars? I think from what I remember, my favorite character in Food Wars was, I don't know. I think it was maybe like Rindo. I remember liking Alice.
Yeah. I liked Alice too.
Mm.
The cousin from the Cinderella main girl.
Yeah, I wasn't really a fan of
her.
What was her name?
I think it was like Ellis or Ellie? No. I almost want to say it was like Elisa or something, even though I know that's not it. It starts with an E and an L.
Arena.
Okay, Arena. I was kind of there.
Yeah, Arena.
Yeah, her. Didn't really care for her. The Italian bros were pretty cool.
Oh, they were pretty good too.
Yeah, I like the Italian brothers.
My losing underdog. I used to be a fan of Megami too.
Megami, yeah, she was great. Very timid, but makes amazing food. And of course, a secret like is Nikumi. just because
the
of
meat
her
girl.
outfit. Meat girl. And she's all American. With her, you can tell she's got the flag on her chest.
Also, underrated pick. I like Nao. I know a lot of people won't remember her. She was the one that made like the really stinky food.
Oh yeah, she had the kind of the weird look, like the bags under her eyes.
Yeah,
and
crazy eyes,
creepy looking and everything. It's like, yeah, I got this food for you. They're like, oh god, it smells so bad. Oh, but it tastes so good.
Yeah, it used to be one of my favorites, but yeah, that's pretty much Delicious in Dungeon. Pretty much just going over the party dynamics and basically seeing how these guys can coexist, because we introduced some problems within the group. The problems that existed with Senshi, kind of his want to cook, because everybody has their role that they want to fulfill. Laos wants to save his sister, at the same time he wants to eat monsters just like Senshi. Senshi wants to cook the monsters and eat them. Chilchuck, of course, wants to disarm the traps and be useful in that way. And Marciel just wants to be useful in general, and she's not getting that attention that she would like because she can't be utilized right now because they're not fighting the dragon. I'm pretty sure she'll become useful once we fight the dragon, but that was just pretty much that whole thing.
Yeah, and I know I crapped on it so much this podcast, but I definitely did think this episode was a lot better. It could be way better, and I just feel like it has a little more praise than it should. Like I said, just because it's Trigger. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I did enjoy the Mandrake scene. That was the height of the whole of the whole damn series, with Marciel just being stupefied and just the way she fucking looked.
Yeah, her brain was cooked. You know what I liked about the whole scene too is she got the normal very quickly, but she kept asking, or she kept like probing him for compliments. Basically, I like that detail. Mm-hmm. That was pretty.
Tell me more. Give me more.
You're like, wait wait a minute. You don't look as stupid as you did before.
Yeah, your eyes are more aligned and straight now as opposed to what they were before.
Oh man. All right, it is time for viewer questions. We gotta have like a soundbite for that eventually too.
Yeah, the viewer questions.
We gotta make it
all
like
I can think of.
We gotta make it like 4 or so seconds because that's the only thing Discord will allow.
Viewer questions. No cap.
No cap.
Just add that at the end.
Oh my god. All right. Do you want to lead us off, EA? Then
sure.
We could trade off.
Sure. There might be some questions you know more better than me, but we'll answer these as best as we can. So, who's winning this fight? A. Future Android 18, or B. Super Saiyan Vegeta pre-hyperbolic time chamber.
So they're saying before he went into the hyperbolic type, before he got buff when he fought Cell.
Right, correct. And I feel like this was kind of already established because Super Saiyan Vegeta got his arm broke by androids at 18.
He was. I think I'm pretty sure too. Vegeta was jealous of Trunks' strength.
Mm-hmm.
Or he was like wary of it. I don't know. Wait. Future 18. I thought we were doing Trunks versus Vegeta.
No, Future 18.
What do
I mean,
they
that's
mean?
what it says here, unless it's something on your end.
What do they mean by future 18? If they mean 18 in like Gohan's
in
timeline,
Super. Oh, or that. Oh,
Vegeta's probably stronger than that 18. Yeah, Vegeta's stronger than that 18.
okay.
But if they're just talking about Android 18 as we knew her,
She whooped his ass.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Go with that.
Next question we have, who is the better written MC? Yuji, Jujutsu Kaisen, or Gon, Hunter x Hunter?
Yeah, this is more of a you question.
Yeah. Gon.
All right.
I have a Hunter x Hunter bias for the most part, but yeah, Gon.
All right. Next question. Who wins this 1v1 fight? Omni-Man or Sukuna? I definitely think Omni-Man just because he's too powerful. He's so fucking strong.
I have no idea what Omni-Man can do, like his full capabilities, so I don't know.
He's pretty much like Superman. Just he could fly, he's got the X-ray eyes. Imagine Superman, but just isn't afraid to rip people in half. I feel like he whoops Sukuna's ass.
There you go.
That's just me.
All right. Who wins? Akatsuki for Naruto Shippuden or Sukuna 15 Fingers Jujutsu Kaisen? This is another
I don't
one.
know either.
Yeah,
this is another you question.
If we're talking about all of the Akatsuki. They have too many different ways they could fight. Like, just too many techniques they could use against Sukuna. Even though Sukuna's strong.
All right. Next question. You're going on a holiday trip. Where would you rather go? A. Hogwarts. B. Narnia from the Chronicles of Narnia. C. Middle Earth, Lord of the Rings and Hobbit and stuff. D. Wakanda, Black Panther. Well, I probably can't go to Hogwarts because I'm not a student. I'm not learning witchcraft and wizardry. Narnia, no, they got talking lions and wardrobes and shit. Middle Earth would be fun if it wasn't infested with orcs.
Yeah, besides that problem, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, and then Wakanda, they got a whole bunch of futuristic, advanced technology shit in the middle of a hidden part of Africa. I think that would just be cool alone, just because it's peaceful. You don't have to worry about fights or, well, not usually, but let's just say there's no fights and there's no Thanos snapping around. Let's say Wakanda would be pretty nice, especially with all that advanced technology. I would have to go with Wakanda.
I'm gonna disappoint all my black brothers.
Oh no!
I'm going to Hogwarts.
Oh.
I'm not going to Narnia because I don't like the cold. But yeah, I'm gonna go to Hogwarts, learn some magic or something. I wish one of those kids would try to bully me. I would
Malfoy,
yeah, Draco, man, get the fuck out of here, boy. I don't even gotta use no magic on you. Just muss the shit out of you. Fuck out of here, bro. Come on now. You was not gonna sit here and bully me.
They're not messing with Sasuke in Hogwarts. They're like, you see that guy over there? He's known as Sasuke the Savage from Griffin. Wait, what would your class be? Like, what would your house be? Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin?
Ooh, I like how Ravenclaw sounds. I didn't watch Harry Potter, by the way.
I mean, you can look it up. I mean, I think they're all pretty much like Slytherin. You're more evil. Hufflepuff, I think you're, I don't know, smart. Ravenclaw is more intelligence or whatever.
Yeah, I'll probably make Ravenclaw.
Yeah, all right. See that guy from Ravenclaw? You stay away from him. He gonna fuck you up.
Just look at the camera intently like that.
You just have that look. He's the only wizard to never. Oh God. To never use a wand. He just uses his fists. Oh. You ever heard of that new Hogwarts Legacy game?
Yeah, have I actually seen gameplay of it? I don't think I've actually seen gameplay of it too much. But yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, if you ever get the chance, you should stream that. Give that a play. You would literally be going to Hogwarts.
It would be kind of fun too, since I don't really know much about Harry Potter.
Yeah,
so it'll be a new experience.
That would be a nice one to stream. Just saying, for the future, maybe. Next question is yours.
Oh, oops.
No, it's okay.
Who is the best tsundere? You all can't pick the same, aka Tiger. We weren't going to pick her.
Yeah, shut up, light roller. but I don't really like the tsundere trope, but there is some
this
every once in a
easy.
while. Every once in a while, a tsundere comes around, and they're better than the average. I just can't think of it right off the top of my head when I think about a tsundere. You go, Sasuke.
I know someone who you would really like, but I mean, the one for me is pretty easy. Kaguya Shinomiya from Kaguya-sama. Pretty easy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah.
Been meaning to watch it. Is that the one you were referring to?
Yeah. Love
That
is
I would
war.
like.
Love is war. Love is war. I think you would like the show.
Let me see. Good tsunderes. Let's see if there's any that pop up that I've seen.
Just from off the top of my head, one that you would probably like is Makise Kurisu.
Kurisu is a tsundere. That's right, and she is great. That is true. I don't really consider her a tsundere. I mean, she does tsundere stuff, but she's not like the traditional "I hate you" and beat you up type. She did hit Rintaro once, but that was understandable. He did the cliche walking on the bathroom.
See, I think you're thinking of like the extreme types of tsundere.
Yeah,
it's just
those I don't like.
It's really just
Like Tomo-chan.
Initially they act kind of harsh to their love interest, and then they warm up to them. That's really it.
Yeah, but Taiga's just. I know, like Rilla said, "Oh, she's great." She's not.
Worse tsundere is C.
She's
It's true.
He is. Sea Tactics is pretty bad. I'm not into Vladilena. I am normal.
What are you guys talking about?
What are you talking? God, listen. I don't like Vladilena. This is LE propaganda. I'm normal. I prove my innocence, and you guys are ganging up on me, and I can't stand it anymore.
Jesus.
Okay, next question. Which franchise would you rather be a part of? A. Star Wars, B. James Bond, C. DC for the DC comic universe, and D. Marvel, also the Marvel comic universe. For me personally, I've always loved the Star Wars universe. Yeah, sure, Star Wars is kind of not so good now, but back in its heyday, Star Wars, I've always wanted to. Just the world, just the imagination, everything a part of it. I'd in a heartbeat be in Star Wars for sure. That's me.
Probably DC for me. DC or Marvel.
You'd be more the superhero.
I would want to be, if I could choose a character I would want to play, I would want to be like not a superhero or a villain, but one of those like secondary characters, like I don't know, like think of like Gordon in Batman, one of those type of characters that has like importance but isn't necessarily the main focus.
Right. Yeah. Commissioner Gordon is a good
Lucius
one.
from Batman, character like that.
Yeah.
Rank these 4 anime villains and who is winning this fatal 4-way fight. A. Muzan from Demon Slayer. B. Makima from Chainsaw Man. C. Shigaraki, My Hero Academia. D. Sukuna, Jujutsu Kaisen.
So we have to rank them, and then who's winning?
Shigaraki is the strongest. So C. Shigaraki. Is Makima stronger than? Nah, Sukuna stronger. C. Shigaraki. D. Sukuna. Is Makima stronger than Muzan? I actually don't know that. I'm gonna go Shigaraki, Sukuna, Makima, Muzan, and then Shigaraki will win.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the same with me. Muzan did last. Maybe Sukuna, Shigaraki, Makima, and Muzan. That's what I'll do.
Okay.
All right. Last 3. Who would be the most formidable enemy? A. The Night King. B. Darth Vader. C. The Joker. Or D. Thanos?
Is this even a question?
I mean, I feel like Thanos literally took half of the whole entire universe and killed them.
He beat the Hulk.
Right.
What? That's it. Once you do something like that, you're the most formidable enemy. What can I do against that? I can't beat the Hulk.
Right. And this is Thanos without all of the Infinity Stones.
This is Thanos with not a single one.
Right. He had an Infinity Gauntlet that was naked and had nothing in it, and whooped Hulk's ass to the point where Hulk didn't even want to come out of Bruce Banner anymore. He was afraid.
Yeah.
Sorry, Darth Vader. Sorry, Joker. Sorry, Night King. Night King, to be honest, would probably die the first, just because he gets a touch of a little stick. He's fucking dead.
Ugh.
Just hold the man down and stab him, and he's dead.
Jesus, that whole thing.
But yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Let me read some of the chat. Always bringing me into it. Ellie says, I have proven allegations false. The Griffin Storm says, what if you're being chased by Vader? I mean, if you're asking who's the most intimidating, I think then that changes the question. Like intimidation in terms of not like power, but who would you least want to be like caught in a room with? I think in terms of that, then it's probably for me the Joker. I think he has a lot of intimidation factor that I want. Whatever he got concocted, I don't want to be a part of, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know what's in his mind either.
Yeah. I'll pick DC if you can guarantee me a date with Wonder Woman. I mean, Marvel got some baddies too, but Wonder Woman, understandable. Me personally, I gotta go with Selena, Catwoman.
Selena Kyle.
I probably get a red ring of anger, 100%. Darth Vader has the Force, that's true. Who cares about the Hulk? Let me at him. You're gonna end up being like art on a wall, just blood splatter. Darth Vader. It's either Thanos or Vader.
It's a pretty good fight. They would have a really good fight between them two.
All right. Next question. This question is for Satsuki and everything animated. Which version of Daenerys is your favorite? C. Pentos. D. Dothraki. C. Karth.
Karth, yeah.
D. Astapor.
To be honest, I don't know any of these versions of Daenerys. The only thing I will say is, when did I like her character? It was when I think it was the second time that she burned down a hut and she came out naked. Not the first time when she got the eggs and the dragons came out. It was the second time, whenever that was, and
So
she
when she
became like the breaker of chains, I think.
yeah. So when she killed the slave traders.
Yeah, that to me was, and I was like, okay, because she kind of, you know, not that she didn't do much. It's just that her story was very long to get to, I think, and she didn't. It took a long time for her to progress. But then when she finally got to that point, and I forgot what season that was. I know it was in later seasons, but that was really good.
I think it was Astapor. I'm not entirely sure though.
Yeah.
I may be wrong
if that's
about that.
I want to say whichever that one is, because I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably go with that too.
All right. Last question of the night. And this is it looks like another Star Wars question. So be at the ready, Satsuki. Who you being friends grammar, hold on. Who are you being best friends with? Padme Amidala, Qui-Gon Jinn, Jar Jar Binks, or Darth Maul? All these are people from The Phantom Menace, so it's the first Star Wars one.
Do I even need to say it?
Well, I think you're going to be friends with Darth Maul. No. Okay, I see it highlighted. I'm sorry. Padme?
Come on now. Come on now. It's me. It's me.
Qui-Gon Jinn?
Listen. Padme?
I'm listening.
Enough said.
There you go.
I don't want to be friends with some red demon man and then Jar Jar Blinks, whatever the hell he is.
Jar Jar Binks is a joke.
The second person, I don't know who that is, honestly.
That is Obi-Wan Kenobi's master. That was Liam Neeson in the first, like I said, in The Phantom Menace. But he died by Darth Maul. Darth Maul killed him.
I don't
He was
want to be
pretty
friends
cool.
with a dead guy. Padme.
I'm not friends with Jar Jar Binks because he's insufferable and he talking like this.
Oh my god.
Oh my sweet Jesus. But yeah, I guess I'll be friends with Padme too because Qui-Gon's dead. I'll be friends. Well, he turns into a Force ghost, so I mean, maybe I could still be friends with him. He's a Force ghost.
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks, I'm throwing him out into the river and hoping he drowns. And Darth Maul, he's half the man what he used to be.
Damn.
That's a joke because he got split in half. So thank you. I'll be here all night.
Double edged sword too. Pretty cool. Cool stuff.
Oh, that's a cool lightsaber. That was the coolest part about him.
Mm-hmm.
Qui-Gon Jinn, Liam Neeson, him and I share the same birthday. So I gotta go with him.
All right. That is it for our viewer questions. Thank you to everybody who showed up, was chatting with us. Hopefully we can get you guys in there for next week. We will hopefully be here Monday. I gotta actually check the schedule because I don't know when we play, but barring anything going on with my sports team, you will be informed if we don't stream Monday. Barring anything like that, we will stream Monday, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and talk about these shows. If you want to watch along specifically with Shinsekai Yori, just as a precaution, watch episodes 4 and 5 because I haven't made my schedule yet for how I want to watch that show. So 4 and 5 just to be safe, because we won't watch more than 3. And if we do anything that extreme, we'll let you know. So stay stay on the page just to get updates and stuff like that. Try to inform you as soon as we can. But appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all showing up, showing out. Man. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Where can they find you?
Well, you can find me over at Everything Animated. My channel is Everything Animated. There's a million of them, but I'm the original. Everyone else is so damn fake. I kind of feel backed in a corner. Mr. Sasuke the Savage is making videos. Sea Tactics has been making videos. I mean, the guy has, what, over 100,000 subscribers now? He's kind of a big deal, you know? And I'm over here going, well, I guess I need to get my butt in gear, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I have it on my calendar. I have it written down, working on YouTube stuff. I've been working on projects. I just got to actually put voice to mic, so to speak, and edit and all that grand stuff. So find me there. You can find me on Twitch. I haven't been streaming lately just because I've just been fucking just a busy man in my life. But when I am streaming on Twitch, I do Danganronpa. Sasuke told me to stream it a long time ago, and I said, okay, I will. I'll do it for you. And I have been doing it. Not lately, but it will it'll come. And I'll try not to stream on Sunday if I decide to stream, because I know that's when your team is going to be playing Satsuki. So I'll at least be considerate of you when it comes to that. Yeah, follow me there. I guess before I go, we have a couple of links that I will drop in the chat here. We got a Patreon. I mean, it's only $1, y'all, ladies and gentlemen. You know what you can get for $1 nowadays? Nothing. But you can subscribe to King of Anime Patreon. That's $1. $1.
4 quarters.
Yeah, 4 quarters. Literally, what used to be a delicious burger from McDonald's is no longer so. And also, remember to follow us if you're new to our King of Anime podcast Twitter, because that way you'll know when we go live.
Exactly.
Because you'll get the notification. So, all right. Thank you very much. I'll see you all next time.
What's going on, guys? Sasuke the Savage here. As promised, I was going to get back to things in terms of the YouTube scene, and I delivered yesterday with a video on the most toxic Yori series I've ever read, the most toxic girls love series I've ever read. So you can check that out on my main channel, Sasuke the Savage, as you can see right there. You can see it right there, Sasuke the Savage. And then Sasuke the Gamer is my other YouTube channel where I upload the edited VODs to my Twitch, Sasuke the Savage. You see that right there? You see how I did that? And then my Twitter right there, you can follow me on, where I just talk shit and I just tweet about random stuff. My Twitter is whatever. My Twitter is kind of separate from my other social stuff, but yeah, you can follow me on all these different sites. I plan to make another video pretty soon. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but me working on the script and everything is happening right now as we speak. Well, not as we speak. I don't know why I'm lying. It just sounds good though. But I'm making a video pertaining to Kakegurui, whatever you want to call it, on the most underrated character in that series, at least to me. And if you're following my Twitter, you already know who the character I'm going to be talking about. So yeah, that's what I have planned for the main channel. But that's pretty much it for my promotion stuff and everything. So back to the regular screen. Again, appreciate all of you guys for watching us. Hopefully you guys are here next week, tapped in for these episodes, because next week is going to be our Killer Pass week. So Pon no Michi, Delicious in Dungeon, you're up. And in
You're on the
fact,
chopping block.
in fact, Frieren was supposed to be up. It's episode 18. I didn't even realize it was supposed to be up.
Oh well, I think we would have passed it easily.
Yeah, this is one of my
It was a
favorite
really good
episodes.
episode. Yeah, it's a good episode. So,
Suspense. Yeah.
You pass for now.
Yeah. But yeah, Pono Michi, Delicious in Dungeon will be up. And remember, we only kill one show per podcast. So even if we hated both episodes and we decided to drop them, whatever, only one is going. So if you're not here for anything else as far as us talking about the shows, at least be here for the suspense of what's going to be killed or passed. All right. So again, appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night, morning, afternoon, wherever you may be. KOA out. Johnny.
Later.